Get out of my way. I mean, if that was advice, it was for me to start Patrick Mahomes over Tom Brady was pretty good. Why you wouldn't have done that?
Hey, welcome to another edition.
We're here.
Arguably decent.
Woo!
Yes,
You're here. You made it. You made it to the home
of
and
Saipan's favorite podcast.
Yeah.
that's
I'm
podcast.
so mad at you right now.
Sorry, but I didn't even finish because it's the best podcast in this room.
Definitely the best
Broadcasting in
podcast
the
in this room. I'm 100% on that.
I second that.
Yeah.
And we're still politics free.
So I like
That the most, for the most part. And we'll try and keep it that way. We'll see
Oh, you
if
just
that
mentioned it.
Yeah, we talked about it right before we got on here, so we got it out of our system. Just blow it out there.
This is true.
Well, hey, I am going to go ahead and give you guys the number. The hotline is open. The arguably decent hotline. Whoop-a.
Boom, 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 boom.
Holy smokes. All right, so that's the number. It is 789-2323, 789-2323. That's the number for Arguably Decent's hotline.
Yeah, it's like a regular phone. You know, you just call it up. Use the rotary dial function.
Yeah, so
Whatever you got to do.
you got questions. And, hey, we have our special in-studio guest, Mr. Robby, not Green, Robby Glass. Woo!
We all wore green hats to remind him.
Yes.
Well,
I think you're confused with Robby Green.
For what?
It happens like more than it probably should, but
Yeah.
definitely happened this week with somebody that I was only Facebook friends with, and
Nice.
nothing this week. And they were like, "Oh yeah, so now he posts all the time about all this food you're eating."
Yeah,
And I was like, "Yeah, that's
you're a big
definitely
eater.
Robby Green,
Man,
not
I,
me."
I was actually trying to come up with a really good nickname for you this week, and Brad's kids did a better job than me. I was actually thinking Chubby Robby, but I Googled that real quick, and there was a guy in Saipan who goes by Chubby Robby. Check him out. I don't know him.
Oh, dude's hilarious.
But
You
he,
haven't seen him.
he makes some great like TikTok-looking dance videos.
Mhm.
Great stuff. Check him out. Props to that guy, because I can't call my friend Chubby Robby now, because he's got it on lockdown.
He's the other
He's a
Chubby.
little chubbier than I am.
Yeah, he's a little chubbier than you, but I just wanted to make fun of you.
We should make that the Arguably Decent poll tonight. Who do you think is chubbier? Chubby Robby or
Regular
Rapper Robbie. So, yeah, Brad's kids dubbed him Rapper Robbie because we made a joke about it the other day, and they just stuck with it. So now he's got to come up with an album. Should be out maybe right after the election. I think it's going to come out. You know, we're still writing it up right now. We're looking for studio time. If anybody's got a really good studio, better than this one,
Yeah, I
just
need,
let us
need
know.
it. The first single, "Where My Cookies."
Where the cookies at?
So it's gonna be hitting you soon. So be on the lookout.
It's going to be
Probably debuted on the Arguably Decent podcast because at best the song would be arguably decent.
It's breaking right here.
Yeah.
It's the best thing. So,
Hell of a week so far. A hell of a week since last time we were here. But
one of the reasons why we got Robby in studio right now is because we were following the Stanley Cup, and I think he had a passing interest in the Stanley Cup Finals. It was the Dallas Stars and the Tampa Bay Lightning. I say it was the Dallas Stars and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Robby, why don't you tell us a little bit about what happened?
So it's over.
it's over.
That's why it was. So game one, we came out swinging and took it 2-4-1, and then had some injuries, and that was really bad. So game two had some injuries, got in some penalty trouble, and they went up 3-0, and we still battled back to make it 3-2, which is a arguably decent score, but not a win.
Yeah.
So that doesn't do you any good. But then the injuries really started to get to us. I think just having played so much hockey for these guys in such a short time. So we ended up losing our top two shutdown guys. Now, as you know, shutdown line in hockey is very pivotal because it keeps the other team's best scorers from scoring. And so when you don't have your shutdown guys, it's just really hard to keep the other team's top guys from scoring. And so what did those top guys start doing? They started scoring quite a bit. So game three, they took it to us 5-2. It was not close.
That's a lot of points in 3 halves.
Yeah, 3 halves. That's right.
3 halves.
So so we were down 2-1 at that point. And then we also lost our second fastest skater. So then it became really
That guy
hard.
from Mighty Ducks who couldn't stop?
Yeah.
I think he was from Texas.
No, that's the
that's the guy who last
Rope, yeah, with Mighty Ducks 2. Yeah, no, the guy from Miami, actually, I think.
Yeah.
So, you notice Robbie said we. Not once did I hear him mention Dale. So we weren't sure if we were going to get Robbie in studio or if we were going to have him on the phone. So we had this all queued up. Lest there be any mystery about who he was rooting for, Robby Glass, the Dallas Stars super fan, among other things, he was here telling us how great the series was last week, and today it's a real day.
Yeah, so I think it was pretty obvious which team I was supporting last week when I was in here in my jersey. And
I mean, I don't know how much like week-to-week carryover we have. We might have a whole new fan base out there today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Hector's still watching week to week for sure. So shout out to Hector. So then we lost our second fastest skater, and it was really we were just trying to hold on at that point. So lost game 3. Game 4 and Game 5 were a back-to-back, which is very unusual for the Stanley Cup Finals. The last time they had a back-to-back was a long time ago. I don't actually know which year, but it was a long time ago.
1970.
That sounds good. I think it was like the 2000, like early 2000s, like 2002 or 2004. And so there's a back-to-back. So Game 4 and 5 were a Friday night and Saturday in the States, Saturday and Sunday here. And we took Game 4 to overtime and had a chance on the power play, although I will give some props. It was a bad call that at the end of the game that made it 4-on-4. The refs screwed up. The refs were really terrible this series overall, but that was a really particularly bad call by them on the Lightning. And so it was 4-on-4 to start the overtime period, but then they took a penalty, Tampa Bay did. So we had a 4-on-3 power play, which means that there's lots of ice out there, because normally you play 5-on-5.
Yeah.
So that gives you a lot of extra space. And we had that for 51 seconds. And to be honest, there's just no reason
That's
to
a really long time. I couldn't last 4-on-3 for 51 seconds.
So I give you a lot of extra.
Wow,
I can hear myself. It's good.
Yeah.
It's reverb. And so they ended up getting a power play after that on a pretty controversial call. Dallas knows about controversy in the Stanley Cup Finals.
He was in the crease.
He was in the crease.
So to make Brad feel better, the refs gave them a game by calling a really terrible penalty on Jamie Benn. That basically everyone universally in the hockey world has said it was a terrible call by the officials, but it gave them the power play. They scored. So then they're up 3-1 in the series, and no one has come back from a 3-1 deficit since like the 1942 Maple Leafs or something, like back when hockey didn't even look like it does today, where people didn't even wear pads or
They didn't wear helmets.
The goalkeeper
Including the
They didn't wear
goalkeeper.
helmets or masks.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you just stop. I also don't think people back then though were shooting the puck at like 102 miles an hour.
Yeah, sticks weren't curved.
Yeah.
You're just talking about lumber. You're not talking about composite sticks that can make that sucker go like a million miles an hour.
So then Sunday, Game 5, another overtime game, hard fought, and Corey Perry. Corey Perry and Joe Pavelski, two really old guys.
Katy Perry's brother.
Yeah.
He kissed the girl and he liked it.
He did. His wife was actually there. He started scoring goals when his wife was there, so it became very obvious that once Corey Perry started getting laid, he was a much better hockey player.
I always heard the opposite. I heard that hockey players didn't sleep around during the Stanley Cup playoffs. But
Yeah, but not sleep around. That's his wife. I don't know if you know this, Trey, but you can bang your wife.
yeah. That's good. I only got.
I'm not sure if your wife knows that either.
I only got 2 times.
So,
I'm speechless.
so we won Game 5 in overtime to push to 3-2, which was pretty good. I was really excited, and then Game 6 came around, and you can just tell the guys had played a lot of hockey and were tired, and the injuries, and we had some injuries in Game 4 and 5, and so we were playing even extra minutes with everybody that was playing, and those games went into overtime. Game 5 went into double overtime. Yeah, so they played a lot of hockey, and I think they were just really tired with Game 6, just didn't have the energy, and just weren't able to do it, and they ended up losing 2-0 in Game 6, and that was it for the Stanley Cup. Congrats to Tampa Bay. They played well. They know how it feels to lose a cup. They lost theirs in 2015. With Brendan Moore on their team, still makes me sad because I wanted Moore to have a cup. But and then they got swept last year by the number 8 seed. So they understand that it's hard to get there. So congrats to them.
You know what they say: lightning doesn't strike twice.
Yeah, they've won a cup twice though, so I don't know what that means.
Yeah, but they didn't strike it.
Yeah, they didn't hit it. That's right.
I don't know.
So that's kind of the update. It was very sad. I'm not fully over it, but I will be. And then it'll be time to gear up for next season in like a few weeks, really.
Yeah, I don't even know. So what?
I would just have this conversation today. I'm wondering, NHL is just about done, or they're done now. NBA's, they're in the finals now, and it's October tomorrow. So when are they going to start the next season? How is that possible?
So they're looking probably January for hockey.
When does hockey normally start?
October.
Oh.
October 1 is usually the start date of the season. October 1 this year is going to be the start of the draft and free agency right after. So it'll be interesting. So they're looking at how to do it. They would prefer to have fans in the stands.
Because it rhymes.
Yeah, and because it gives you money. Like, people pay money to watch sporting events. Crazy. I watch it on the TV. And
money for that.
yeah, dude, actually, at least I get it out here. So yeah, so they're really, they said December hopefully, but it's probably going to be January. I think it's probably about the same for the NBA. The bubbles they said were really expensive. I think the NBA spent like $170 million on their bubble. The NHL spent around $60 or $70 million on their 2 bubbles.
Hey, you gotta make sure it's not gonna pop.
Yeah, you gotta really inflate it. So it's not really quite sure. I think what they'll end up doing is kind of doing what baseball does and going to more of a series type of format for a while. That way you can do multiple games, have fans, but you'll probably play the same team a few times in a row. And I think basketball would be smart to do the same, and that way you can do your COVID test, get everybody cleared, and you just more or less end up doing mini bubbles, but doing a few series against all the different teams. Good work.
Makes
We'll
sense.
see what they decide.
So in a hockey season, people just one night play a team, and then the next night fly somewhere, and then the day after play a different team.
Yeah, more or less. They go on like streaks of like road trips and staying at home.
So when they're at home, do they play every night, or do they still play
Yeah,
every night?
it really depends. You'll still have some back-to-backs. You usually don't play more than 2 games in a row ever.
Right.
But any given week, you play 3 to 4 games.
Yeah. Hockey seems like one of those taxing sports that you couldn't just play.
Well, so I know you're a Dallas fan, but are you a Dallas fan for football? Are you a Dallas fan for the NBA?
So definitely the NBA. I do like the Mavericks. Luka Doncic is just killing it. I think they're going to be pretty good here for a little bit. I follow the Cowboys. Go sports, football. America's team back in the 90s. I don't know if you can call America's team anymore. It's been 20 years since they've done anything for America. So, yeah, I like the Cowboys. I'll cheer for them, but I would cheer for the Texans, too, if they were in the Super Bowl. So I definitely have my Texan allegiances. So I always cheer for a Texas team over a non-Texas team.
Mm-hmm.
But if the Cowboys and the Texans were playing, I'd have to go with the Cowboys.
Well, the Cowboys had a pretty good game this weekend against the Seattle Seahawks.
Is that what you want to call it?
I heard.
My Facebook said very much the opposite.
Well,
really?
it was just
a good game.
You didn't win, but
It was a damn good game.
Well, yeah. So I think Dallas, especially Cowboys fans, only define good game as winning.
Yeah, it probably. As the Falcons fan in the room, just because it was close and exciting doesn't mean it was a good game.
Well, here's the breakdown. I was watching this game because I can. It was awesome.
Because I can.
I do it.
Dallas only lost by 1 score, and they dropped to 1-2, which is pretty much good enough to win their division right now because the NFC
Sucky
East
divisions.
is awful. And I know about having an awful football team. Not this year, though, but I know what it's like. And look at that. I mean, Dak he passed for 472 yards. Odd bag day, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, the Cowboys are really great for fantasy football, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't come close to his successor at Mississippi State, who passed for like 630 yards this weekend. But that's in college.
Well, it was good. I mean, I thought it was a great game to watch. And it was definitely enjoyable. And on the other side of it, Russell Wilson is just ridiculous. And Tyler Lockett catching balls.
Yeah, he just killed it for me in fantasy this week. It was one of those hard weeks for me for fantasy because I had Tyler Lockett on my fantasy team. But I did still want the Cowboys to win. So it's one of those where you're like, you want the score to be like 42 to 49 Cowboys. And you want Lockett to catch all of the points for the 42 that they score, but obviously that didn't happen.
Well, I went into the last game Monday night against Steve McKagan, and I only had like 67 points, and he had like 130 or so, or like I think he had more than that. He was like 100. I would have needed to get a huge amount of points just to even make it close. I think he had like 100 something. He had a ton. So he had in the game, he had Hollywood Brown and Mark Ingram.
Oh, yeah?
I had Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill. Patrick Mahomes ended up being absolutely ridiculous. He got me like over 70 points, and Tyreek Hill had over 30.
I have a question about fantasy, because I don't really do fantasy football very much, or never. But I was always under the impression that you wouldn't get two guys whose stats were interdependent on each other. Tyreek Hill catching balls from Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I guess since they're both really good, that's a good idea. But like, what if their team sucked that week? Then that screws you over, right?
It absolutely would. Now the difference is, though, you're talking about the Super Bowl champs who were awesome last year, and they did a great job playing together. What I'm going to do, I'll pull up that last game.
I actually have no shame in admitting that I drafted Patrick Mahomes with my first round pick. Like 8 or 9 in a draft or something.
He was my first round pick too. I mean, normally
he just killed it. I mean, he in my league he gave me like 40 something points this week. So I was the top scorer for our league this week. It was killer.
Well, I had basically no chance to win. I think they gave me like a 3% chance to win. They do it like they give you that percentage, and I ended up winning by like 1.5 points. Let me find the matchup here. Last week's matchup.
So what you're telling me is that you made it a really bad birthday.
Oh, for Steve.
For Steve.
I did. Now he had a doubly bad birthday because he's also got Christian McCaffrey as was his running back before he got dinged up, so he was out. Well, either way, I can't seem to find it, but. Patrick Mahomes was just absolutely amazing. And I was going in with only 60 points because my running was it? Week 3.
There you go.
Right,
technology. You gotta use the young rapper to learn technology.
Robbie the rapper who just ended up helping me out here with this. So there's my team. Bills Drives Matter. And let's go. We got Patrick Mahomes. He ended up getting 71.4 40 points. And together with Tyreek Hill, I mean, those guys put me over 100 points for the game. And I needed every single one of them because Steve, you see, I only beat him by, get out of there, menu. I beat him by less than 2 points after being down by like 100. It was ridiculous. And his guys laid an egg. See, this was the big killer for me, John Brown. He ended up pulling his calf in this game and got 0 points for me. I don't know if he's coming back, but his replacement did well, so I picked him up.
John Brown, good abolitionist, apparently bad football player.
Well, I ended up picking up his replacement for next week, and rookie Gabriel Davis. Hopefully, he was an absolute beast this past week, and I'm hoping that he'll be able to step up again because I don't think.
Do you have to pick someone from the same team, or?
I don't have to, but the guy was.
But hometown heroes.
Well, he was really good last week, so. I would like to get more of that.
So,
Who are the stats for the last game?
Well, those are stats
For the whole year, apparently. Not really. But
I don't think he was really getting any opportunities to catch any balls during the other parts of the season. So, he went over 100 yards for the game, got a touchdown, and an amazing grab, too. So I'm hoping to see more out of him next week. Whether or not I actually put him in or not, we'll still have to see because I've still got some other guys waiting in the wings. I think Scotty Miller, he's still questionable. And Manuel Sanders, I just don't know. Now that Michael Thomas is injured, he's playing a more prominent role, but I just can't totally bet on him. I don't know if he finally got everything squared away with timing and everything with Drew Brees, but hopefully they did. And then the 1 week, I had Sonny Michel starting the first 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And then last week, Fournette was a monster. So I took out Michel and put in Fournette, and Fournette laid an egg. And Sonny Michel went absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, you should bet on Sonny Michel. He's I don't know how to do this. This kind of guy here.
I definitely dropped Sonny Michel like a hot bat habit really early on.
Georgia guy.
It was good though for me.
Well, he's solid. He definitely has worked for me. I like watching him because, James White was out, and I thought that he might get more action last week, and he didn't. It just went the other way. So apparently this was his week, and you can't. That's the thing about the New England Patriots. You can never. Well, whatever they do this week,
I mean,
it changes like Cam's outfit.
That dude's outfits are loud AF.
I mean,
did you see his post-game
interview?
I did not.
I mean,
you bring it up maybe, but man, I remember the first interview I ever saw with him was when Auburn played Mississippi State, and they beat him, and at the end of the game, he had this interview, and this kid's just smiling ear to ear. He looks like a used car salesman or something. And I'm like, this guy's going to be funny to do interviews if he keeps this up. And then he did, and then as soon as he got out of college, he started wearing those crazy things. I used to not really like him because I don't like Auburn, but I kind of am a little jealous of the outfits he wears. I want to raid his closet.
All right, you're
pretty tame.
This is what he was wearing.
I mean, that's just like looking good,
Yeah.
I mean, pimping ain't easy.
Yeah, but you're a rapper, so it's different, right? Like we're just Joe Schmo guys over here, work for the government and stuff.
Where do you buy that kind of stuff? I imagine you can get the jacket.
Oh, no, you don't even buy that. People present it to you.
If I had the kind of money that Cam has, I could get that. I could get way better than that stuff. I can get that. I get that in Saipan. I'll make that.
No, did you see how sweet those glasses are he's wearing though? Like they were super reflective.
They call them hater. They call them
like
hater blockers.
You can see them
because they're like sunglasses, but they're just blocking haters. They're not blocking rays.
Well, that is definitely.
Yeah, they're going back. That's crazy.
I learned that in college.
I didn't know
They
that.
had them.
They had them. They were sweet.
Now that hat.
I mean,
that hat.
He didn't suck the thunder on his hat though.
Yeah, that's some of his style.
So first off, I'm gonna point him out. That is a pre-done bow tie.
That looks like
that
a
is
bow
not.
tie.
Yeah, that is not something that he did himself, which is a little less impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
But he's got a fancy button there for the shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the little lapel thing,
Yeah, he's got some like bracelets that he got at like a summer church camp or something.
Yeah, you won him in a game of horseshoes.
It's game of horseshoes. For the Patriots up in Yankee Town because he did stick a feather in his hat.
Yeah.
So him and Yankee Doodle Dandy there.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what is on the rim of that hat. It's
So just some kind of like fabric pattern.
Weird felt looking pattern thing.
I would bet money that's an interchangeable band on that hat. Like it just kind of like suctions around. You just take it off and you put a new one on each week.
But like,
yeah, see.
But he's not gonna wear that hat again. He's never gonna wear the same thing ever again. He wears new stuff every week. He's got a real handkerchief folded up in his pocket. That's not a pocket square like that you wear for just to be fancy because Men's Warehouse stuck it in your coat when you bought it. That's like a real, I'm gonna blow my nose on it.
No, that is not from
the Men's Warehouse because
you're not gonna like the way you look. You buy that stuff.
I mean, I think Men's Warehouse might have had that outfit in 1983, maybe 1979.
No, definitely like 91, 92, 4 non-blondes. That's definitely a Four Non Blondes hat.
Well, if we're going to
I
go
was
with
just
music
looking for
references
jackets.
here, then we can talk about his Tracy Chapman hair from the 90s. I bet he does drive a fast car.
He is driving a fast car, that's for sure.
Well, hopefully, if he's lucky, he's going to drive fast enough where that hat's going to fly away. It's going to make a decision. Because
That was the wrong decision.
I disagree. I just really feel like this is one of his more tame outfits that actually looks better. Like, I'm pretty sure it was like week 1 or 2. He had some weird headpiece on that I had no idea what was
In
going
his
on with
defense,
it.
we can't see what his pants and his socks look like because his pants, socks, and shoes are actually one of the things that normally really stand out to me. Because he's wearing like 3/4 length pants. We know Brad loves some of those 3/4 length pants.
Oh my God! No.
Some man threes?
Did we talk about one of our friends who used to wear? Yes, we
Yeah,
did.
that
we
was one
did.
of our first
That was
shows.
early on.
And
So,
threes?
by the way,
Yes. So the reason why I put us back on here because we are the titans of fashion here, and
so while we're sitting here making all these
fashion
critiques of,
Cam Newton.
this is what you got, buddy. I guess I would be laughing if
I mean,
I
I'm kind of wearing the same colors, and Robbie and I are both wearing the same
I mean,
colors.
listen, if Cam Newton watches this and laughs at us, I consider that a success.
Yeah.
That would be a
He can laugh at me all day long, because I'd be like, Cam Newton, watch my show.
Listen,
Cam Newton, are you watching our show?
He's like, "Oh, man, he's
Probably not.
my clip-on bow tie.
What time is it there? It's like 4 in the morning or 5 in the morning?
Can you not just call him and get him on the phone as a
Yeah,
guest?
let's give him a call. You gotta get up early, working out and stuff, Cam. Come on. You got a game just coming up week.
Just give those phone numbers, you can find it.
Just Google it.
Everything's on the Google.
It's on the Googles. Just look it up there. Brad's looking it up. I see him over there looking at his phone. He's gonna find it. Sure enough.
He's probably got a 670 number.
Hey, but if you are watching us and you want to tell us what you think of Cam Newton, you can call us up.
You can call us up, and you should
call us like now.
because
Yeah.
the hotline is open.
Yeah, it's ready to go. Look at that. It's coming up on the screen.
Arguably,
There it
It's a
is.
hotline. It's a hotline.
It's 670-789-2323.
And just to be clear, you don't have to be hot to call it, because it's just a hot
I
line.
mean, you can be
If
hot.
you are hot, you can still call. But it's just not a requirement.
Yeah.
no, it's a requirement.
You just lost your 2 viewers.
Yeah,
Watch it right there.
If you don't at least have a face for radio.
It's not going to work out for us.
So
Speaking of Phase for Radio, so I noticed that you guys started out with like a more traditional podcast, arguably decent, right?
Yeah.
Just like audio.
yeah.
And I guess, we learned that we just couldn't deprive people of Brad and Trey's wonderful faces.
Yeah.
So now it's like a much more streaming podcast.
Mhm.
So speaking of Faces for Radio, I had to point that out. It's really interesting that you made that switch.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It just looks cool when we're there on the screen, I think. We had a lot more interaction with our live streams, with our faces. People could see what things we were doing. I don't know. Seemed to work out all right.
It does. It's kind of fun for us too because when we did the audio,
We came in with a whole bunch of stuff, and it was all preset. Then we had to do a bunch of editing at the end. But with this one, we're streaming live. It's pretty cool because we can kind of just free flow it a little bit.
Now, do you have to follow the FCC regulations of a delay just in case people say inappropriate things or there's wardrobe malfunctions?
yeah.
Our sponsors would definitely hate
They would
it.
kill us.
Mm.
But no, we don't have a delay unless there's lag because the internet's slow.
Yeah.
And
we do have like sponsors that chime in from here and there. In fact, it might be a good time to hear from one of them real quick.
yeah, let's get these guys spot up.
To the sponsors.
That is
Brought to you by IPI,
Imperial Pacific International. Our payments may be lagging, but we still have 2 Crystal Dragons. IPI. Thanks for that.
Yeah,
That was really great.
thanks guys, that was great.
So you know that
When you hear the gong
and then you hear the music. That is brought to you.
by IPI, that's right.
We're here whether you like it or not.
IPI.
Those dragons are nice though.
Those dragons are legit. I'm really, I don't know. What would you do if you got one of those dragons?
Oh, we've been talking about this.
Well,
I want one for the office. Like, really bad at the AG's office. I want it for the entrance. So when you walk into the office, you're just walking through the dragon. And you just have the various doors that come off of it.
Well,
So if they ever have to liquidate, we've all decided at the office that we're all going to chip in to buy it. Now, we're hoping we can liquidate it for like $25, $30, because that's about all we get paid as government workers.
right.
But
I mean,
that's...
so there's two of them.
Yeah.
I think you should put one at the airport. You might actually could fit it in the airport.
Ooh.
They're always talking about putting weird stuff at the airport. We found some whale bones one time. They're like, let's put them at the airport. I'm like, well, we could do that, but it's going to be a lot of money and work and stuff. Like, let's just store them at the college. It's better.
Yeah, they have those little characters.
There was a couple of stranded whales wanting back in the day that we had the bones for at work. It's cool. They're neat to look at. People look at them sometimes at like environmental conferences and stuff. It would make a really cool skeleton and a structure, but like having the whale bones versus like hanging them up in a public place and making them look nice and putting them in the right order.
Now let's take a look at that dragon.
Also, just a note that it does change colors.
Yeah, that's it's pretty sweet. That is a great picture of that lobby too. I have not seen it look that nice before.
They got the perfect angle to make it not look terribly crappy.
You can't tell, but that little blue corner thing there in the top of your screen, it's big giant curved screen, and they can put moving clouds on it. Except day one, there are already like a bunch of pixels missing. It was awesome, and they never fixed it. And then they just started turning it off.
I've actually never even stepped foot in there.
Yeah, you should. It's definitely worth it.
Well, that's a
I
shame.
hear it's a good place to hash.
You know, they have really
Will be in a few months.
Yeah, in a few. They have a great restaurant in there.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've actually heard the food's really good, but they're not open right now.
When I was being a movie star, and we had to work there a few days, we got to eat there, and it was actually the opposite of that. It was not good at all.
You went on a bad day. Here's
Did
my
you,
review.
did you have the movie food?
Yeah,
Like-
it was probably like the buffet. I mean, so it was like maybe it was some sort of Chinese food, but it wasn't like from Georgia Chinese food. There weren't chicken wings. There weren't crab ragoons.
There was
Cat wings.
There weren't General Tso's chicken. None of that stuff.
General Meow's chicken.
But German M restaurant is pretty good. Now here, look, you can see this. This
Man,
is the underside of the dragon. This is how you can tell that this is the male, and on the other side they had the female dragon.
Yeah. Check. So there's a really cool YouTube video of the company that made this talking about it and how they built it and stuff. And the company that made it actually seems legit.
Oh, it's Swarovski.
They're like the
Those Swarovski's crystals, but there's like a company that engineered it and like did a lot of sweet work. I wish I knew what that YouTube video was called so we could find it.
Dude, that's a lot better than the
Yeah,
last.
this is it.
It's called.
Dragon High. I'm so glad you
Brought it up.
Ooh.
Nice.
I'll turn down the video. See, this is what it looks like.
It's freaking sweet. Sweet.
And they have to do these fast cuts so you don't see how nothing else is open.
Yeah.
See? Oh, that's the female dragon.
You need a male and a female, otherwise you can't make other
Yeah.
dragons.
And fun fact, these are imperial dragons because they have 5 toes.
Yeah, it's a little known fact.
Goes back to my army days.
Mhm.
Remember the Manchus?
It's actually one of the things you learn in the army, right? Is how to identify dragons as species.
Yeah. Well, we definitely learned about the 5 toes imperial dragons. That was
imagine the impossible. But is
It would just been Imagine the Dragon.
impossible to imagine.
They probably could have had some
Imperial.
sweet music with it.
Sweet, that was great. There's even another video, and we shouldn't watch that one where they talk about how they made it and stuff because it's longer. But if you're on your own, you're bored at work, check that one out.
Bored at work. Speaking of work,
Is there work tomorrow?
Yeah, isn't
I
it?
don't know. Someone's going to tell us. I am really curious about whether I need to go to work tomorrow.
I learned today that I do have to be at work tomorrow because I asked before I left and I was told be here.
So, for those of you who don't know, who might be joining us for an early morning stateside checkout, the CNMI government is having trouble passing a budget today. They've been having that problem for a short minute here. I think they've been working on it since maybe April.
It's a definitely balancing the budget is a problem unique to the CNMI. It doesn't happen.
No, we've never had the
United
federal
States.
government shut down because the budget wasn't there. That's never happened.
That wasn't because it wasn't balanced, because the federal government very rarely has a
The
balanced
federal
budget.
government's never
Yeah, they just didn't have an appropriation spending bill,
Yeah.
which is even worse because that's just a short bill. That's just like saying, hey, you guys can spend money.
Yeah.
And they couldn't even do that in the federal
That's
government.
tough. But here, we've actually managed to make it a full 10 years without shutting down the government. Give me a little applause for that.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, that's not the applause button. There it
It's
is.
harder when I have to reach
All
out.
the way across.
He gave me a reaching applause.
Well,
I don't know what that means.
The reach around applause.
Yeah. But anyway, so it's not looking good as of the time we checked the internet right before we went on.
I really have to do that one.
Yeah. So, but if you're in the inner circle, if you're over at the legislative building right now, not doing work and listening to us, tell us whether we're working tomorrow or not.
I imagine though that if they're working now, I mean, they're it's something that's going to get done tonight. But I just am curious that there hasn't been any breaking news.
Down to 4 hours, there's still no breaking news. I just checked.
Oh.
Marianas Variety. The only breaking news is the COVID-19 update. For
Should we call? We should call our news reporter friends with the AD.
Yeah, you want to.
You think
That they're going to want to break the news
on our
podcast. And it
Right.
really has nothing to do with what they do for a living or any of that other stuff.
Just,
I like
The idea, though.
Yeah, we could be the breaking news source for the CNMI.
We
we
should
could call
Yeah.
some. We should just call some congressmen up and just be like, "Hey, what's
Yeah.
going on? You're on arguably decent. What's happening?"
You guys working over there?
Is that not how this podcast works?
It's like somebody's whispering in the background.
The simple things, the simple things.
Well, I'm curious to see if they're able to do it because, there have been the austerity Fridays anyway, right? I mean,
Yeah, well, a lot of agencies have figured out a way to get past that. They got all the federal funded employees off austerity Fridays. Yay. For a while now, but there's some other agencies that have kind of figured out other funding sources to get off those Fridays. But there are some people still on austerity Fridays for sure. Yeah, I think you're right though. I think they're going to get it done. It doesn't seem like there was a real like non-starter kind of a problem. It seemed like something they could work through. So I think it's election year. I don't know.
Saipan Tribune has breaking news.
Uh-oh.
No to more time for CW applications.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. And that's important because that was tomorrow is the deadline for that as well,
Yeah,
I think.
but that's been breaking news all day. At
That's
some
been
point,
breaking
it's no
news
longer.
3 or 4.
At some point, it's no longer breaking news.
Broken news.
It's broken. Yeah.
They broke it.
Well, that was not awkward.
Hey, but since we're on here and I'm reading the news, shout out to Bonnie Cruz, the CNMI Teacher of the Year.
Yeah!
Yeah, she's awesome. I've never had her as a teacher, but I've met her as a person, and she's really nice. So
Alright.
congrats to her. I'm sure well deserved. She also got engaged
Yeah.
Oh,
to her
that's a
longtime
popular thing to
boyfriend,
do these days.
Billy. So shout out to them. Congrats to those two. Yeah.
Did they find each other in the 5-letter B word name pool?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they just drew it out of a hat. Isn't that how it normally works?
Yeah.
That's awesome. In fact, I'm looking up her number right now. We should give her a call.
Oh yeah.
So,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Well,
And if
I
you
look up
don't-
her number.
And if you don't know her mom, Miss Cruz, she's probably about the nicest person I've
Oh,
ever
yeah?
met on site.
Is it Judge
Just
Teo?
super awesome.
Teo Cruz?
That's a good question. I actually don't know.
Yeah, that's a joke. That guy sings songs.
I think
Yeah,
so.
he's supposed to be a rapper.
Yeah, Brad's looking up stuff
Oh,
over
so
there.
much rap.
You can't put Teo Cruz in the
Oh, shit.
YouTube thing. Oh, we're calling, folks.
All right, hold on.
If you don't call us, we will call you.
calling CNMI Teacher of the Year.
guys, this is Bobby. Please go ahead and
Oh,
We got him. Lame is right.
lame
That's
is
right. All right, let me see.
I've got another number. Let me work on that. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves. So yeah, I mean, Teacher of the Year is a pretty prestigious award here in the CMI. You normally get a really sweet free trip out of it. I mean, I'm sure that's not why people do like amazing jobs and like spend way more hours than they need to go into a government job. But it's a nice little benefit. One of our friends before, Mr. G, got to go to the national championship game that the Georgia Bulldogs were playing in.
How'd they do?
We don't want to talk about that.
This is a night to talk about sports disappointments, I feel.
Oh, okay. Well, so we were doing great. There was the first half, we were dominating, winning. We were. Like, not that kind of winning, like real winning. And we were playing great. And, you know, Alabama decided that their quarterback wasn't playing good enough. So they decided to put in a different guy to play quarterback. Both of them just happened to be first-round draft picks, you know, whatever. But the second guy was a freshman, that guy. I can never say his name. But he came in and played pretty good. And then we had blown coverage, and they scored a really long touchdown on like 3rd and 17 or something. It was really bad. It was crappy. I did not like it. Yeah.
I got the thing that says, sorry, I can't talk right now. So I said, boo, you should answer for reals. She has no idea whose number this is. This is the arguably decent phone line. You should answer for reals. Okay, I would be like, who is this? And as soon as I get that message, I'm calling back.
But that's you.
Well, we'll see how that works out.
Hey,
We were talking about.
We were talking about how things get done in the legislature, I think.
Something like that. Let's see. Let me go to here.
I'm going to throw you back to the day.
Oh no wonder I got muted.
I'm just a bill.
It's not Glenn either.
Have you guys seen this?
I have. This is how I learned how this works. I feel like some people haven't
You
watched
sure gotta
this.
climb a lot of steps to get to this Capitol building here in Washington. Well, I wonder who that sad little scrap of paper is.
I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. Well, it's a long,
I remember this
long
being
journey
way
to
catchier
Capitol
when I was a
City.
kid.
It's a long, long wait while I'm sitting in committee. But I know I'll be a law someday. At least I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill.
That's what.
Gee, Bill, you certainly have a lot of patience and courage.
Well, I got this far. When I started, I wasn't a bill. I was just an idea. Some folks back home decided they wanted a
My
lot
audio
of
is
so
not
they
here.
called it.
All right.
Well, that was a little diversion
Virgin while we're sitting there
talking about things that have
not
not
gotten paid yet.
which sounds like
That's kind of typical for what we're used to over here.
it's not like anything else
It's happened on Capitol Hill for
for
us.
us recently. But
There's definitely been some interesting things that happen in Saipan.
and we're all just sitting here not talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Well,
maybe we should talk about what Cam Newton is wearing again.
I mean, that was pretty good. I mean, we could just critique his outfits every game for the last, like, so many years.
Cam Newton fashion watch.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what? That's it. We're gonna do a Cam Newton fashion watch every week.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good segment.
All right, you know what would be a great segment?
What's that?
play a little
A game
game.
called Where's My Beer?
Where's your beer?
I'm out.
I need another one.
I think, let me think. Oh, what's a beer?
We'll call it.
What kind you want?
I don't know. I want it to be free 99.
Oh. I got you Heineken Light. Very popular these days.
Yeah. Thankfully,
I've gone from 7 cases of it to like
3 cases.
Yeah.
6 cases to 2 cases.
That ultimate tournament really helps you out there.
Hey, thank
Cheers.
you.
Ultimate, yeah. I'm sure the ultimate.
Hey, second place hockey team.
Mhm.
Buffalo's only made it to the finals
twice, and
once in '99 and once in 1974.
Gold
They lost
74.
both times.
Yeah.
It is the hardest trophy in all sports to win. I mean, I'm
Also,
pretty sure the NHL has more teams that have never won a championship than any other sport. I'm probably making that up, but it seems right, so let's go with it.
Well, I don't think the Golden Seals ever won,
I did not.
or the Atlanta Flames.
No.
The Golden
Thrashers did.
The Golden Seals ended up becoming the Dallas Stars. That's one of our pathways through because they ended up
They went to Minnesota.
they ended up being the ones that transferred over and then down. That's part of our
and
history.
down.
Very nice.
Yeah,
And then who else?
San Jose's never won.
Hartford.
Obviously, the Golden Knights have never won. I don't think the Jets.
Colorado
What do you think?
Rockies.
Jets. The Rockies are.
The baseball team, I think.
No.
Oh, you're talking about the old Colorado.
But
Yeah,
they
but
used
the
to
Avalanche. The Avalanche.
No, the Avalanche is different.
the Colorado Rockies were on their own. Then the Quebec Nordique, they
Oh yeah, they went down and became the
Now
Colorado
you're
Avalanche.
speaking Canadian.
They
I
did.
don't understand.
Avalanche have won. They have a really good team too.
The Avalanche were amazing. All right, so here's what we got, by the way. Just to switch over to talk a little basketball real quick.
so LeBron James and the Lakers have
Made their way into the finals, and they're going to be playing against Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat. Not a lot of
Bron's
people
former team.
gave him a ton of credit for that, but they definitely came up big. Jimmy Butler's been an absolute beast in the playoffs, and LeBron James came up huge to get them to the finals. So now it's a matter of what happens. The game tip-off is tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning, Saipan time, which means it's going to be 9 p.m. on East Coast time. So they're playing. Where are they playing? Are they playing in
Orlando.
Orlando?
Yeah,
Well, Disney World.
I don't think
And they're going to play at
Disney
9
World
o'clock so that people in Los Angeles can watch the game at 6 p.m. So their game is basically going to be over at midnight, right? So
Yeah.
think about
Yeah.
3
I hate
hours.
things like
Or is
that.
it closer to like a 2-hour game? Maybe it's 2.
No,
Maybe
it's
it'll
like
be
3.
done
I
by-
think it's closer to 3 because it's the finals. It's always a little more. But
Yeah.
quick little known fact, or maybe not little known, but LeBron James has been in 9 of the last 10 finals.
And this is his 10th final.
Ridiculous. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's good at basketball.
And with 3 different teams.
Gets around.
And I don't know, at this point I'm really not a huge LeBron fan, but it's hard to not appreciate just how dominant he's been, and especially because he's only getting older, right? He doesn't get younger, and he's still dominating at this
Yeah,
point.
I mean,
That's
he's not a
pretty
magician.
crazy.
So they made it in his first go-round with the Cavaliers.
they made it to the championship and they lost. Then he took his talents to South Beach,
And then they made it
to 4 straight NBA finals. They took 2 of them, but
And then there was the other two too.
The man.
The Mavs and the Spurs.
Oh, Texas.
There was just a
Texas
lot of good
party.
teams. Then he left and went
back to Cleveland, right?
Yep.
and he ended up winning another title. And
Uh,
now
One or
he
two,
is,
but yeah, now he's in LA.
Mm-hmm. And
And it,
He didn't make it last year.
Yeah, let's say they sucked last year, right?
yeah, his first year in LA didn't work out.
he just said
But
that
he promised the people of Cleveland that he was going to get a championship for them, and he did. So I think he made good on that because they were not loving him after he left the first time and went to Miami.
That's an understatement.
In dramatic fashion, too.
They burned his jerseys.
Yeah, the owner
Trashed him.
took out a whole ad in the paper talking about how we don't need him.
Yeah.
They obviously did.
We're going to win a title without him. Sure you are. Sure.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, they made it back exactly 0 times after he left. I don't even make the playoffs while he was
I
gone.
mean, he's pretty good at basketball. It's hard to do stuff when you don't have somebody that's that good on your team.
Well, the big thing is, though, everyone thought it was
It was going
going
to
to
be the Battle of L.A. for the finals.
They thought that the Clippers were going to be working, not in the finals, but at least in the West Conference. But it did not work out too well for the Clips because they got knocked out by Denver. Nobody expected the Nuggets to make it. Then the Nuggets, they did their best against the Lakers, but they just didn't have it. You know, they were a good team. They played really well, and Jokic was really good, but not good enough to get them over the hump.
And
I
I was quietly pulling
for a Lakers Celtics final. I thought that would be really cool.
You're like an old school guy.
Even without the school. But it didn't end up working out. So, yeah, Lakers Heat.
Still interesting, though. I mean, LeBron's former team,
Yeah.
Versus his current team.
I don't feel like he really has a lot of ties to the Heat. I mean, Pat Riley was there doing stuff when he was there, but other than that, different, right?
Sure, but I mean, still like one of the three big teams he's played for. It's something there. All right. Well, on that note, though, I gotta head out.
Well, we'll check in with Cam Newton to see if he changed. No, he's still
Nice.
Same, not different.
Yeah, you're out of here, Robbie.
Yeah, I gotta get out.
Yeah.
So thanks for having me.
Thanks for
Arguably
coming in.
decent. This was better than arguably decent. It was pretty good.
I like it.
We'll start another podcast called Pretty Good.
Hey, what we're gonna do? We're gonna take a 5 minute break. So we'll see you guys back here in 5 minutes.
Grab some
Stick
nachos,
around.
grab a
Gives you a
beer.
chance to go to the restroom, do whatever it is that you need to knock out. But we will be back in 5 minutes. We'll see you guys in a little bit. 5 minute intermission.
Oh my gosh!
Oh no, that was my mistake. Oh, sorry, you guys couldn't hear us. That's terrible.
Yeah, we're the worst. One day we'll be good at this.
One day.
So yeah, well, at least we got rid of those awkward moments where we didn't say stuff in there.
Yeah, well, we just talked about some great stuff. At least we have. Hold on, but can you hear?
Can you hear me now?
us now? Question mark Verizon guy. Yeah, so we were just talking about everything. Do we want to do a recap for the last couple of minutes?
Let's do a recap of the recap. So we started off with a recap of what we had talked about earlier and how we talked about Stanley Cup and what happened there.
With Robby Glass, in-studio guest, who was here for the first segment of the show, which was great.
Yeah, he had some great insight to how things went down there in that hockey game they play.
And while he may look the part, we can't call him Chubby Robby because there already is a local guy, Chubby Robby.
He's got some great TikTok videos. Check him out.
Hey, we got a phone call coming in.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
On the Arguably Decent hotline, let's take this call. Hey, you're online with Arguably Decent. This is Brad and Trey.
Hey-o.
Yeah, I'm glad you finally fixed the audio.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know. We would have the best podcast ever. Hour of just video of us sitting here.
I was like, I kept checking my volume. It's like everything's fine. I just hit tap to unmute. What the fuck is going on?
Well, the problem is that we didn't press tap to unmute.
Ah.
So it was our first time taking an intermission during the show. And in order to do that, we were good on 2 out of the 3 mics, but this mystery third microphone that we have was still picking up audio, so we want to cut it off so you wouldn't hear all the background stuff. You would just listen to the music. And
it didn't really seem like you were taking a break. It seemed like both of you were talking, running your mouth like diarrhea, but nothing was coming out.
Well, that's refreshing.
Yeah.
We probably picked up more listeners because of that.
Speaking of refreshing, I've picked up a Michelob Ultra here. It's the official sports drink of Ultimate, according to that commercial they have, and swimming.
And we also have a big-time caller, a big fan of the show. Yogi Singh is on the line with us right now.
He's setting us straight.
Oh, well, yeah. Someone has to.
That's right. Hey, we were talking about football stuff. Do you watch any football? Are you a football fan?
Well, I mean, I watch real sport.
Real sports.
Real sport.
Like, what's a real sport?
Soccer, rugby.
Okay, as long as you didn't say cricket. I thought you were going to say cricket.
That would be my third one, cricket. Yeah. It's better than baseball.
They talk about tests and ashes. That's all I know.
Yeah. You have no idea what you're missing out on.
No, but I remember watching. There was a story that was being done about cricket, and they said that the cricket players, the former cricket players, after they retire, have one of the highest rates of suicide because it's such an all-encompassing sport that life just doesn't have the same appeal anymore after they're done.
Oh man, either you die of concussion or you fucking kill yourself. I mean, it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't be laughing about it, but no, I think your report is actually false. These cricket players are legendary. They go out and become prime ministers of certain countries, just like Imran Khan, that is prime minister of Pakistan right now. He was one of the star in his days. He was a pretty good cricketer. So,
is that what they call somebody who plays cricket? A cricketer?
Yep.
Did not know that. Learn something new every day.
Of course.
Well, it makes sense. You got footballers, right? That's what they call soccer players.
Yeah.
Footballers.
Actually, it's actually football in the rest of the world, and it's soccer in the United States.
You know, it's terrible. We've got like some of the best athletes on the planet, or at least we have some of the most resources that we waste on sports.
Yep.
And we can't even beat, crappy teams in soccer. We can't even win CONCACAF.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes we do, but yeah, you're right. It's just the culture, I think, right? Like a kid grows up,
Just like,
he wants to
like,
be
playing
LeBron.
in Olympics, and you have to take your star-studded team, professional teams to beat in basketball to win a Olympic gold medal. And baseball, same thing, because the talent comes from somewhere else.
I guess that definitely makes sense. There, at least with baseball, though, baseball is only it's an American thing, right? I mean, it's kind of like cricket, but it's the whoever's got an appeal for baseball, it had an American influence, so it's not a global game. Not everybody's into it.
Just to clarify, not trying to take any glory from the game, but all your best players are basically out of state.
Oh, for baseball?
Yeah,
they're Caribbean for sure. Most of them are,
of course,
all
That's
over
why,
the Caribbean.
Yep. That's why it's so hard for U.S. to actually win gold medal. And that's why it was really hard for U.S. to win gold medal in basketball either, because when you field your amateurs, because that's what Olympic actually requires, not professional players, you could not.
Wait. I got to jump in. The U.S. did not start using professional players until the Olympics changed their rules to allow professional players, because now...
And that was more of a marketing thing than anything else.
Oh,
right?
yeah. But the U.S., of course, probably had the most, the best professional basketball players on the planet.
Right, but...
At that time. That was in 92.
Why do you think that rule was changed?
Well, I think it's just to make money.
Exactly.
Hey, but, the U.S., they got knocked out.
In basketball?
Too long ago. Oh, yeah, not too long ago. They got knocked out of even the medal rounds.
Wow.
I think they ended up taking I think they even lost the bronze.
So if you look at the entire history of Olympics in basketball, the first time they actually United States won when they took their entire professional team, and that's when it happened.
I did not know that.
I'm not making this. I'm not making this up. Look it up, man.
Yeah, I mean, but I would argue, and I don't have any data to back this up, so maybe you're right. But I would say that if you compared apples to apples and had our college players play the worldwide amateurs, that we would still be pretty good, right? I mean, Kevin Durant played in college for a year. Everybody pretty much nowadays, because of the way the NBA rules are, plays in college for a year or plays in Europe for a year before they go to the NBA.
Well, as I said, I don't really know much about the sport, but I'm just saying is the first Olympic medal came to the United States in basketball when they took the full-studded professional players, and that's when they won their first gold medal in the Olympics.
I mean,
not with the amateur teams. As everyone else does.
Let me jump in here now. So the Olympics are every 4 years, except for that 1 year where they
this time.
This time. But then there was that 1 year where they changed it, because it used to be winter and summer at the same year. Then they changed one where it was only 2 years later. Okay, this is from the USABasketball.com. The current 3-time defending Olympic gold medalist, the USA men have participated in 18 Olympics since 1936 and have won 15 gold medals, 1 silver medal, and 2 bronze medals. USA teams own a spectacular overall record of 138-5.
Wow.
So I think that there might be some holes in your story.
All right. Okay. So where is basketball most predominantly played?
On the
in
basketball
the streets.
court. On the court.
Huh?
On the court.
Mostly in America, right?
Maybe in streets in the courts in America. Sure.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty easy sport to be able to play, because you could just, all you need is a ball. It's like why soccer is so popular around the world, because all you need is a ball.
Yeah. Just need one of them. You don't even need 2.
Nope. One Ball Sports. That sounds like a great name for a podcast. Hey, thanks for tuning in to One Ball Sports.
Man, I have the perfect host for that podcast too. I'll tell that story later.
I have a very, very funny story about soccer.
Okay.
So,
You mean football?
yeah, football, soccer. I mean, we understand the jargon soccer. So, one of my very distant relatives, funny guy, so he went to a soccer game one day, and he goes, "What is wrong with these people? There's like 22 of them on the field,
Mm-hmm.
and they're chasing one ball. Why can't they just bring one each and play it?"
That was great.
Yeah, that's my input for the day.
Nice.
Was that your distant relative, your Uncle Jim?
Mm-mm. No. I don't call him uncle.
Oh, you call him Daddy?
Hey-o.
No.
Oh, wow.
Oh, according to him, he's younger than me, so I can't call him daddy.
Oh yeah, his hair was naturally blonde.
Yeah.
is what he said.
Just,
it was.
he's one of those
He's
people who just dyed his hair gray.
Right, he's only 38, and I'm 41, so I can't call him daddy.
Is that? Yeah. Oh, I don't know where he got 38 from. It's definitely older than that.
Well, so according to him, you can only count your age by the number of birthdays you celebrate.
Oh, so if you just stop celebrating your birthday, then
Yeah.
you're good.
Well, that's gym logic.
Yeah.
Gym logic is solid logic.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, I could lift more, but there aren't enough plates here.
So I've
Yes.
one of the most bizarre stories to tell tonight. I was coming home from Eric and Bears. We were working on the pool pump.
Today?
Yeah. So, got that all going. And so I'm coming home. I'm sitting by the church in Denden.
Yep. Going to church.
I'm the most famous church one.
The blue one that's brown now?
Yes. What is it called?
Here in Saipan?
They call it
Iglesia Ni Cristo.
Yeah, that one. I was going to make a bad joke.
Oh,
Yeah.
What were you going to call it?
I don't want to say.
So I'm
move.
sitting at the traffic light. I'm in the right lane, and I can see it's raining. It's raining in front of me.
Yep.
It's raining on the side of me.
Yep.
It's not raining on my truck at all.
That's impressive.
Like nothing. And it's like literally pouring, and I can see the water droplets bouncing off the asphalt in front of me and beside me, but nothing on my truck.
Nice. So that's pretty impressive. Is that story the end of that story? I have a question to ask you.
Is this your charge of Rain Brigade? Rain to the right of me. Rain to the left of me. Rain behind me.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Just not on me.
Nice. So, something we talked about earlier that you might know the answer to based on where you've been. Is the government functioning tomorrow?
Ooh, do you know?
Do you know?
That I would not know because that's a different branch.
Well, but you were at some people's house who might have some information. That's why I was asking that.
Man, if someone tells me something in confidential, I cannot share.
Yeah, but that's going to be news in a hot minute.
Well, then keep checking your newsfeed.
Okay. I'm just trying to get some insider information over here. I'm trying to make
one-on-one. If we were talking one-on-one, I could have shared it.
Okay, don't even message us because then we'll say it. But I'm trying to make the Arguably Decent podcast the premier journalistic outsource in the CNMI by just asking people annoying questions. I think that's what journalism is, right? Right, Brad?
Yeah, well, actually,
Absolutely.
they did a survey not too long ago. The survey was.
Which, did you guys watch the debate?
Oh
No, we did not watch debate. I have an orange filter on the internet, and I didn't watch it.
Goodness.
I didn't watch it for sure, but because we don't really get into politics, I did see that a lot of people's comments every time something was said during the debate. But I can tell you, because we don't really talk too much politics, that's why we probably got such a high rating. They did a survey last week, and it turns out that 4 out of 5 deaf kids say that we're the best podcast to listen to. So we're really pretty happy about that.
Yeah, we really honing in on that target audience, deaf kids.
Yeah, deaf kids.
Awesome.
If you listen to my co-host here, the deaf kids are the ones that have all the bumpy.
Yeah, I was gonna make that joke, but you beat me to it.
So let me put it this way: I missed first 17 minutes of it. I had to grab a beer in my third minute. So 20 minutes in, which 17:05, which I missed. I had to grab a beer just to be able to get through it.
It is not easy.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed like everyone had some very interesting opinions on the interwebs. Pretty crazy time over there. You know, and what you would expect, the people thought different things from different sides. So that's you know, at the end of the day, it's
Well, let's just say it was very entertaining.
yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what it's all about these days. It's about entertainment.
So I don't know about you guys, but man, it's piss and rain over here.
It is not raining as far as I can tell here. I have headphones on, but
It was raining earlier. I definitely heard it. It was definitely falling on the roof.
raindrops falling on my head.
It's coming down right now for sure.
Well,
Okay,
it is rainy season, you know. It's I'm happy to have it rain every day of rainy season, as long as it doesn't rain and windy below. I don't want
You mean
that.
it doesn't turn into a typhoon?
Yeah, I don't want any of that. I'm done with those for a minute.
That's the last thing we can actually expect over here.
Yeah, it's COVID this year. We can't have typhoon. That'd be too much.
Yeah.
The federal government's going to be so mad at us if we have a typhoon and we're having COVID, and we had some typhoons a couple years ago. They're going to be mad about it.
You throw in a Sharknado. Next thing you know,
Man,
we can get a Sharpie out and
and draw it
change
over.
that.
Yeah. So, you know, there are a lot of guys on the YouTubes that are trying to like remake scenes from movies. There's like this one guy who makes the weapons from the Avengers movies, and like there's another guy who like tries to recreate. I mean, it's basically like Mythbusters, but like everybody's doing it now, right? Because the internet. I want to see somebody try and make a real Sharknado, like with actual sharks. I feel like if I had $1 billion, that's something that I would consider investing in.
I think you're almost there. I think you need to make something that will get way more mass appeal.
Yeah? What's that?
A baby Sharknado.
Baby Sharknado.
It's gonna get the kids going. Everybody's gonna be into it. Baby shark.
It would be easier. I mean, just the sheer weight of a full-grown shark might be too much, but you can get some nice little, like, 10-pound baby sharks, probably.
Well, what you need to do is get yourself a baby shark. You get yourself one of those baby sharks, and you're able to get on in there.
Step 1, get a baby shark.
So Brad, how do you keep track of how many people are following you right now?
We can watch it on YouTube right now. Right now, we've got just a lot of people. Actually, that's not really true.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I love it. We're right now, one of our favorite listeners. We have a pretty international crowd. She's listening from the Czech Republic.
Yeah, we're going to check on her later.
Yep. And Czech Republic has been hit by a few baby Sharknadoes. So we'll wait and see what happens. I am looking for something in particular because I got like a great idea for you there, Yogs. I need to update this.
You might be getting something special from the arguably decent crew over here.
My guess, though, I'm not going to be able to. I bet there's 1 million of Yogi Singh profiles on.
Is that a common name? I only know one.
Yeah, there's only one Yogi on this island, man.
Yeah, but there's just at Tilak High School alone, there's 73 Yogi Singhs.
Yeah.
In
My
your
favorite
same class.
My favorite time that anyone ever told me your name was one time we were at the airport together, and you're like, "Hey, come over here into the fancy lounge because I got the pass." And I'm like, "Okay, that sounds great. I got to do something. I'll meet you over there." I walk up to the lady, And I'm like, my friend is supposed to be letting me in here. He left my name. My name is Trey Dunn, and she's like, oh, Mr. Singh, and I'm like, who? She's like, Mr. Yogi Singh. I'm like, yeah, that guy. I'm like, yeah, I forgot his last name. When you say with Mr., I always call him Yogi. Occasionally, I call him Yogi Singh when I'm explaining it to someone. But like, there's not a lot of other yogis that we know, so I don't have to use the last name a whole lot.
Yeah, it's basically like Madonna or Cher, you know?
Yeah,
like I just use
like
one
that.
name. Yeah.
What I'm gonna do.
I mean, like Brad has to go with Brad Rosala, and Trey has to go with Trey Dunn.
Yeah, I have Brad saved into my phone as Brad Saipan because when I met him, 10 years ago in the Jotin or wherever I met him, I don't remember exactly. But I just felt like I knew a ton of Brads at that point in my life. But in retrospect, looking back at my phone, I don't have any other Brads in my phone. I just have Brad Saipan. Now I have another Brad just recently, but I've got him in there as Bradley.
Are you cheating on me?
Yeah, a little bit. But I mean, I know a bunch of Brads in the States, but none of them I had their phone numbers. It's just like people I knew from things, or I had them on Facebook or whatever. But it's not people I would call. So it's funny to me. It's still like that. You stick your contacts in there, and they stay with you for quite a while.
Just stick your contacts in there.
Yeah.
You're
stick them in there. See how it works out.
Well,
hope you can see better.
I back in the day, I've actually made jokes about I'm FBI.
A female body investigator.
Oh no! This is totally different. Fiji-born Indian.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
So Eric was the first one I played that on, and he was in New York in a cab, and
concrete jungle where dreams are made of.
And then he's talking to the cab driver, and he goes, I'm FBI, and Eric goes, Fiji-born Indian, and he goes, how did you know? I was like, well, I actually knew a guy.
I know a guy.
So then I had made the same joke on a actual FBI agent on the side.
Oh, I bet they didn't like that.
I would not take names, but he was,
Does he still work for the FBI?
He actually was FBI agent.
Was,
right?
yeah.
So
okay.
That should probably give you away.
Well,
but,
it doesn't single it out to one person, but it narrows it down.
It narrows it down, yeah. So he's there, and we had Hyde Branch, and somehow in the same area, and I started talking to him. And I asked him what he did for a living. And he goes, I'm an FBI agent, and I'm just kind of scouting out Saipan to see if I want to move over here. And it's like, well, what do you do? It's like you FBI? He goes, yeah. I was like, I'm an FBI agent. It's like, oh, no shit, dude. It's like I'm FBI too. And he goes, man, what's your name? It's like, my name's Yogi. And I was like, well, no one actually told me that there was a agent named Yogi over here. It's like, really? That's so bizarre. It's like no one would tell you about me. Then,
deep cover.
And then he's looking more and more confused, and it's like, all right. So it's like, time to break the ice. It's like, I'm Fiji-born Indian, Yogi, FBI. And so Jim met one of the new agents, and he goes, oh, I know FBI. And he goes, really? Yeah, it's like Yogi, Fiji-born Indian. It's a running joke now.
I like it.
Just like the hash. Running joke.
Absolutely. Running joke.
Hold on, I'm working on a joke.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. At least it'll be something for sure. So yeah, what's going on in your life these days, Yogi?
Oh man.
Just getting that COVID life.
Yeah,
How's that going?
Well, I'm glad we got you on the phone and not in the studio. That'd have been rough
Yeah.
to go home to my wife and be like, FBI agent gave me COVID.
He's
I don't know, man. It's,
between coronavirus and emphysema, he's not doing too well.
it's just trying to make it from one day to the other day, man.
Yeah, I mean, the best way to do that is just to keep looking for that next day. I think got to go to sleep and get up, do it again.
Oh,
Yep.
man. Hey, so you're on the phone with us right now, right? But are you in front of a computer also, or were you watching us on the phone?
No, I'm just on the phone right now.
But when you were watching us, were you watching us on your phone, or were you like?
Yeah. So when I first tried to when I saw the link on Facebook that you guys were live.
Uh-huh.
I mean live. So I switched on to YouTube. That's when I could not hear anything. And then when you sent me that link on WhatsApp, I went on that too. I could not hear you. That's when I called in.
All right. Can you still see us on your phone? Like if you're, I know you can still talk to us on the phone, but can you see us on your YouTube app also?
Yep, sure. Well, let me see. All right.
While you do that,
YouTube.
Can you grab me a beer real quick? Thanks.
I got you a beer.
We have the arguably decent refrigerator right next to us.
It's right here. It's so
like,
close.
Who's grabbing my beer?
Well, if you are here, you can get a beer, but you got to take a COVID test and go to quarantine for 5 days.
Yeah.
With all that hacking.
Yeah.
Still there?
Okay, so I just went on YouTube with the link that you sent me, and it's basically going back to exactly where I told you I could not hear you.
Oh, it's starting there. It's not live?
Yeah, so I might have to go back.
What if you just refresh it?
Yeah, and let me go back and see. All right.
I mean, I think I saw you show up as a viewer. Our viewer went up one
What's
tick.
going on with our focus on our camera?
I don't know.
That's not really, you guys can't see it, but we can definitely see it.
It's like the camera said, you guys are too ugly. I'm going to blur you out.
I totally understand it. I mean, I get it, camera.
Makes sense, but, it's not real nice.
I might have to jump into a YouTube again, because the link takes me back exactly where I left off.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
We'll have to figure that out because I was hoping you'd be able to see what's on the screen right now.
Yeah. We've just been stringing you along for a while now, so you'll just look at a thing we made.
Wait, hold on.
I mean, we like talking to you, too. Don't get us wrong.
Oh, well. I can...
Nina Mosley's listening to us. She said you can't call because she's in a meeting at work.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
If you can,
you're listening to us
on
work.
YouTube.
Yep.
Then you can call in.
She's in IT, so she gets a free pass on the computer because she can check and delete whatever record of whatever she's doing right now. But
I mean,
she can't make a phone call.
I think the best.
All right, so yeah, I just saw you put my Yogi Singh FBI agent.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Man, the camera.
Is that the best picture you could find?
That it was the best picture I could find that would make me laugh.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to put something too inappropriate up there. It's on the internet.
I look like a clueless FBI man.
Oh, well, I mean, there's other photos of you that we could probably find. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, what we could also do is just find other people named Yogi Singh and just pop their photos
Yeah.
on there.
So, since I'm on the call with you, the YouTube and the phone call is lagging by like 5 seconds.
Yeah, there is a little delay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that might even be by design because when I'm watching it here, so here's what I've got. We've got some software called OBS.
Which is pretty sweet. Should check it out in case you're ever going to do this.
And so I'm watching it all live. So I have the regular screen where on the right-hand side I'm looking at your amazing face on that screen. And then on the left-hand side I've got whatever screen I'm going to put up next.
Yeah.
And right now.
It's us eating a big bowl of popcorn.
Yeah, well, here, let's.
Wait, so where's this picture from?
What's that?
Where's this one from?
The picture?
Yeah.
That's from, somebody has this picture of you on their Facebook account, and you were tagged in it.
Yeah.
But you don't need to know. We don't need to talk about where it came from. But as the tyrant has said often, but not to you, it was to Cow Patty. 1, 2, 3, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So tell me, what's it like? Is it Tilak High School?
Yep.
So what was school like over there? How many people are you talking about in your graduating class?
Oh, dude. So you gotta understand. This is a third world country, all right. So even in high school, we had a roll call in our class of 48 students.
How many of them were chickens?
You mean six?
Yeah. So 48 students. 48 students.
48 students, no AC. It's just like louver windows with 2 ceiling fans.
That's literally what the classrooms here used to be like.
Used to be, not anymore.
I mean, when you were in school, I bet the classrooms here were just like that.
Yep.
You know, I love this picture of you and your dad that you posted in July.
that was my 21st birthday.
No kidding.
Yeah. See how pasty white I am?
You are one pasty white kid right there. Here, let's show it to the world right there. There it is.
Oh, yeah.
There he is. Look at that. But your dad's rocking a pretty cool shirt.
Yeah, I mean, that's a nice one. He definitely beat you in the shirt contest.
Well, he was one hell of a guy, man.
Well, he looked like he was pretty tough. I mean, if you look at his hands, pretty big, but his wrists are really big too.
Oh, dude. Yeah. He was one strong motherfucker.
So, you're asking if that was the best picture we could find of you?
You know, if he's, I like the other one better than what you put over there. So.
All right. No, there's a good picture of you and St. Paul's Rock in New Zealand.
Oh yeah.
That's a pretty cool photo.
Mm-hmm.
I'll download that for consideration in the future. Oh, no way. I think there... does Epley live there? It looks like a picture of you and Mark Epley.
Yeah. That's whom I was visiting there.
Oh, wow. Does he still live there?
Yeah. Bay of Islands.
Nice.
So it's about a 4-hour drive from Oakland to Bay of Islands. Remarkable place, man.
From Oakland in the Bay?
Yeah.
Is it really called Oakland? I was making a joke.
Well, I say it differently, man.
I know.
I speak Queen's English. You speak your own English.
I speak Southern English. Tell you what, we're down there speaking the English. Y'all talking right over there.
Yep. As I said, I speak proper English.
So, it's pouring rain over here now.
Yeah.
I can definitely hear it through the headphones.
You're the harbinger of rain.
Yeah, it's coming down, man.
So,
I think it will stay like this the whole night.
That's good because my mud outside was starting to get dry.
Yep.
And want to try and make sure that we can fix that.
Mm-hmm. You don't want any dry mud during rainy season. It's gonna mess up the whole combobulation there.
You know what's funny is like right now, I'm on the YouTube channel, and I can actually hear myself in like 5-10 second delay.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
Well, I agree. So we're enjoying it for sure. Now, you were talking about not enjoying it at the beginning, and that you had to drink a beer just to be able to stand us. So what was the beer that you reached for? Is this homebrew stuff, or did you got just some...
Oh, no. Since the COVID came out from China, so I'm trying to quarantine some of this Xintao.
Oh, Chinakin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a case of that. That stuff's grows on you until it doesn't. Like right now, I'm in the good phase.
When COVID started, like we started with Corona, and
that was great. Those were good days.
We had like 14 cases, and we lost every one of them. We were very sad.
You lost them.
Then we started going on other stuff, but then and this is from the source, the Xintao. So we're trying to see if we can get any of these guys recovered, but I don't think they have a chance.
What do you think would happen if you mixed a Corona and a Tsingtao together? Do you think that's the cure for coronavirus?
Now you get a microbrew, but from Wuhan, a microbrewhan.
You will have a Chinese guy speaking in a very funny Mexican accent.
That's my mother. No,
your mother's a Chinese guy speaking with a Mexican accent.
I have a great. So my mother only has one fake accent that she does, and I hope she's not listening. I don't know why she would be. But
she might be the other listener.
Yeah. But
all right, Brad. It's time to change this fucking picture.
Yogi's mad about it. Okay. Well, Brad works on that. I'm going to tell you stories about my mom. So. We were in Mexico when I was a kid. I was in like middle school. I don't remember exactly how it was, but we had rented a car. We were staying in Cancun, but we were driving around like my dad's a big diver, so we were going to all these cenotes like out in the jungle, like hours away from Cancun and going diving and stuff. So we rented a car. We went around, and my dad and I had some run-ins with the law during our times without my mother and my sister. They were at the beach. We got pulled over and shook down one time for, quote, quote, speeding. And then another time there were a couple checkpoints we had to talk our way through for whatever reason. I don't know. But so we're going to the airport after this whole trip has happened, and we haven't told my mother about any of these times that my dad and I had run into the law. And so we're on our way to the airport. We're like right on time, like no time to spare, ready to go. And we get pulled over on the way, right? That's the perfect shakedown spot. And my mother speaks no Spanish. She took like a Spanish class in like 3rd grade or something crazy like that. So she can count to like 5 or 10 or something silly. I don't know. She doesn't know any other Spanish. And so the cop is talking to us in Spanish, pretending he doesn't know any English, just shaking us down. And my mother, sitting in the back seat, rolls down her window and starts speaking to him like this. No, speak it to English. You let us go airport. And I'm just like, Mom, like I'm like 13 or 14, and I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? Like, and like I knew how this worked already, right? Like, I'm just like,
Wait, is she a blonde or brunette?
she's a brunette. I'm like, we just paid this guy and he lets us go. And she like seemed really scared and is talking to this accent. And at the time, I really just thought that she just had a bad Mexican accent. But later, like as I started to see her in different situations, like especially when she came to visit me here for the first time, she would try and speak to someone who was Japanese, Korean, Chinese, any other ethnicity, and she would bust out the accent, and I just like recognized it, and I'm like, Mom, that's the exact same accent you used in Mexico that time. She's like, well, you know, I'm trying to speak in a Chinese accent. I'm like, no, that's the same one. It's not Mexican. It's not Chinese. It's just your accent. It's the same. So my mother uses the same accent for every single person she's trying to mimic, and it's kind of hilarious once you know that.
We had this conversation in the car yesterday with my son, who's 9 years old, and they were talking about doing accents, and they were asking me to do accents. Oh, well, Dad, can you do Australian? I'm like, all right, well, we're going to go find a crock, and then we're going to go stick your thumb in its cloaca.
That's not a knife?
Yeah. And then my son went to do it, and it was definitely not Australia. I gotta think of what he did, but it was so bad, right? But that was his go-to. And then it was a French one that my daughter asked. Oh, can you do a French one? And I can't do a real French accent. Like, well, I'll ask him, but I don't think he will do it. You know, something like that.
Je m'appelle Michel.
Ah, Michel, mon ami. And my son is like, oh, good day, mate. I'm like, yeah, that was great French. Oh, wait, I didn't mean that. I meant, oh, mate. Like, no. But everything he did, it always started off with like an Australian accent. Classic, awesome son. Mm-hmm. He's trying hard. He just doesn't hear it.
I would say, though, that's the one thing that lets me, any accent I'm good at, I have a phrase that gets me into the accent, right? Like, French accent, it's actually, sacre bleu, je m'appelle, and I just, like, say stuff from there. And for Australian, it's, crikey, mate, here we are, looking at this crocodile right now, you know? Like, whatever your little phrase is, it gets you in the mood.
Now, you see that croc over there? He's looking at us like he's not even paying attention, but you know he is. He's paying attention. He's looking at us right proper.
Actually, right proper, that was more like a British thing. I totally went over. But my go-to with that is,
but if you sneak on him just right, you take your thumb and you just jam it up his cloaca, then that's you'll know you got his attention.
Is that from a stand-up? I feel like I've heard that.
I know I've heard it before.
I know you say it a lot whenever you do Australian accents, which is, every other week.
It's all about cloaca. Hashtag cloaca.
Hashtag cloaca.
Hashtag all about the cloaca.
Hashtag universal orifices. Because the cloaca does it all.
Hashtag all about the cloaca. I'm writing this down.
Okay.
This is going to be our thing.
Yeah.
So when you're going to buy T-shirts and hats from Arguably Decent, hashtag all about the cloaca.
Should it be that cloaca? Maybe? I don't know.
Tap that cloaca?
That's actually how, like, frogs and stuff reproduce. They just kind of go bloop, bloop, bloop. There's not a thing that goes out and does stuff. They just touch them together and they exchange things. Science. Hashtag science.
Cloaca in Jamaica? No?
I mean,
you have nothing to offer this, Yog?
Did you fall asleep?
So I just sent you a picture, Brad.
Uh-oh.
On WhatsApp.
Oh, you sent it to my phone instead of the Arguably Decent phone.
That's a box. You send us pictures of boxes?
I can't fucking keep track of where I'm sending what.
Hold on. Let me download this thing. And then
Step one.
We can have lots of fun. You don't know I thought you were going to follow up with that.
Oh no, I was gonna step.
Dude, I thought we were gonna bust out New Kids on the Block there for a second.
No, I was singing Lonely Island. Or I mean.
Oh yeah, you're putting something in a box.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
that's kind of why I stopped singing.
So, you were singing "Dick in a Box."
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking you were going with "Step by Step."
Step by step.
Ooh, baby, gonna get to you, girl. All right. So anyway, Yogi sent me this photo, and let me try and cover up the nudity here, and I'll switch this over. So you just sent over this. Now everybody is probably looking at the wood over here. But all I can see are some nasty-ass toes at the bottom of the photo. What's going on down there? Mm-hmm. I only count 4 toes. You only have 4 toes on your right foot?
Dude, I have hobbit feet, so stop making fun of my feet. It just keeps me stable, very stable.
Lord of the Sings.
Yep, Lord of the Sings.
That's all right. So tell me about what this thing is.
So it's a.
Tell me about your wood.
It's a pencil case. So
it's a what?
Japanese inspired. So like I've been thinking about this. It's like so. This is something that I did by myself. And I actually did it for Georgia for her birthday gift. And it's like it's like a custom made gift.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about doing this as like a side gig. You know, like. If people think about like if they want like something custom made, something personalized, do you think that it will fly?
I'm looking at it, and I'm not really an engineer, but I don't think it'll fly. I don't know about aerodynamics too much.
I don't see that. Those things sticking out are pretty short.
Yeah, where's the wings? And how are you propelling it?
All right,
Is it just short flight?
No, I can send you a actual video of how it works, but I don't know if you can put it up or not.
Oh, I can. If you send it to me on WhatsApp, I can do that.
We were making jokes about it flying in the air like an airplane.
So what? It looks like there's. Is that brass that's in there?
No, it's all plugged. It's all dowels. Yep.
All right.
Bingo.
So. My question, and I saw this when you posted it originally for her birthday. So I understand. I saw the whole video of how it works, but I want to know about this wedge piece. Mm-hmm. Like, is there a reason that it's not like flush with like a little like divot for your finger to go in to pull it out, or is it like supposed to stick out like that? I've never seen one of these made by anyone other than you. So
I don't even know what the hell it is.
The way it works. It's that wedge. It's cut at an angle, so it works like any shim.
And if anybody knows shims, it's you.
Yeah. Is that your preferred pronoun?
Not that kind of shim, but like pecking shim. So it basically locks itself. Because of the angles that they are cut in.
Okay.
So it's like a locking mechanism.
Yeah.
And no matter what you do with it, it won't come undone unless you push it out or pull it out.
Okay.
So I did send you the video, and I don't know if you can put it up or not.
I can. I just got to hold on one second.
Brad can get it up whenever he wants to.
That's right. Snap my fingers.
Yeah, that's what you thought, but that's not what she said.
By the way, what is this thing? I really don't know what this is.
Wait for the video. It's a pencil case. It's like
a pencil case.
Yeah.
So that makes more sense because I missed all of that. All right, so get back to it. That's not the video. Hold on.
There she
we
is.
go. And
So-
I got to download it real quick.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's I like these. I think it's a great idea, Yogi. I want to know. I want to know what else. Like, I want to see what other things you got in your toolbox there. Like,
What else I can make? Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I wasn't trying to pick you up. I wasn't saying, "Hey, baby, what's in your
No,
toolbox?"
no. No, but I'm just saying it's like not just I'm trying to promote myself.
You make some
Because
chairs.
no, so when we were playing the playoffs,
Playoffs.
Lindsay with
Yep.
wife. So she saw it and she came up to me and said like, "Hey, I saw the pencil box. It was amazing, and like, I wish
I wish my husband
people
could do that.
Well, she did not say it that way. She said like, I would pay money for it to get something like that.
Oh, well, I'll look
But-
at it. We're watching the video right now.
But here's the thing. It's like, that's like 4 days of work to put in that real simple box, which
Yeah.
looks simple, which is not. So my question to her is like, all right, so what should I charge for it?
Mhm.
Because it looks like a very simple little box, and it takes, at least 4 days to get it to where you need it to be. So what do you charge for it?
Question:
And, that's
Is that 4
Yeah.
days of straight labor, or is it like
it's not 4 days because like you have to
it's one? It's a couple
glue
days.
it and let it, you
It's
you
a couple
gotta
days of letting
glue it.
things dry, right? Like more or
Yeah.
less.
Yeah, but you cannot go to the next step unless you finish that one step.
Yeah. No, it's a time sensitive. I mean, it's not something that with a quick turnaround, right? But you could,
Absolutely.
if you had multiple orders, right? The day that you set it up and let it dry, you could be cutting all the wood for the next order, right?
Absolutely. Like, yeah, if it is multiple orders, then, you can keep it at a reasonable price. But at the same time, people will pay whatever they feel like. I mean, that's how Monica's thrive over here, right?
Mhm.
I mean, where all that furniture is coming from. It's coming from Indonesia.
And the minute we have direct flights to Bali, Monica's might go out of business. But until then,
And how much she's paying for it, but we pay 4 times the price, and everyone plays it very gladly.
because nobody wants to lay over like 3 times to get there.
Absolutely. So, I mean, it's not that I want to make a business out of it, but it is would be something like a hobby.
Yeah. So I have a couple of ex-coworkers who got furloughed. I mean, I guess technically maybe they're still my coworkers if they ever have enough money to pay them. But they're making a lot of the plate holders. And I see them posting them up on Facebook. And me personally, I don't want a plastic or styrofoam plate holder. I mean, it's nice. It looks like Lottie Stone. You can put some like forks and stuff in the bottom of the Lottie Stone. You put the plates in the top of it. It's pretty cool. And I have no clue how much they're charging for them. But I do think that they are onto the right market. There just aren't a lot of like people who want to buy really fancy pencil boxes, in my opinion, on Island. Now, granted,
Right.
granted, there are a few people, obviously, who might.
Well, that's what I say about my services too, Trey. I do electrical work, but not everyone will pay for my service.
Yeah, you can just put these wires together. I'll pay you $10. It'd be great. The other guy says he's gonna do it for $9, but you're better than him, so I'm gonna let you do it for 10.
Well, I would add one other thing here, or maybe more than one other thing. So don't limit yourself to just Saipan with something like this. You've got the ability to do this. I mean, this might not be the only thing you end up doing, but
if you end up selling these things, you might sell them to other people from all over the place, and you can tell them that you're selling it to for here, and then you could even add like an extra little kicker if you want, where that you add an extra $1 to whatever the cost is that you were thinking in your head, and that you donate $1 from each to a school of your choice or something.
No, I mean that's a great idea, and that's what I'm trying to say is like I'm not trying to make a living of it, but that is something that I would, do as a hobby. So I'm going to send you a picture of a nightstand that I did right now.
Was it just one of them?
I was say, is it a pair or is it
No,
just
actually,
one nightstand?
It's a pair, but
What if we split them up?
Hold on, I can send you both of them together.
I just want one nightstand.
One nightstand, okay. But I'm trying to send you pictures where you can see the details, like the inlay and its actual design. And it plays this mind game with you when you walk around it. It has a.
I don't like that kind of one night stand.
Oh wow, I'm looking at it right now.
Wow, that is nice actually. I don't like one night stands that play mind games with me. That's what I was saying.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but soon enough, the world is going to see your one night stand.
Okay, I'm going to give you two now.
Okay, now we're going to get
By the way, this dead horse that's been beaten is brought to you by Saipan Cares for Animals. You can't beat. How many times you got to go to that well, man?
There are horses on island.
So I hear. I haven't seen them yet.
They're in Cagman. If you had just continued,
there you go. You have two of them side by side.
Let me full screen it.
I'll do a little plug for the horse lady. So if you had continued on my Pirate Hash Trail on that road that you came to, instead of going back onto the karst,
I didn't go to the karst. I did the whole trail.
No.
Dude, I did the whole thing.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying if you quit once you got to the farm and just walked on the road to the other road to the beach.
Ah, okay.
Then you would have passed the horse farm. And it's a Korean lady. Her name is Alexandra, and she runs the horse farm there. And I think they were not focusing on locals at all previously, kind of obviously. But now, since there are no tourists, I think for like $10 you can go hang out with horses. Is what she was telling me when I was asking to run past the horses.
You're saying locals weren't her main clientele?
Yeah. If it was nighttime, so I think she thought locals might have been a nightmare.
Oh, I say nay.
Yeah. Anyway, but so I don't know that you can ride them. They didn't have any but
she's available.
So, Brad, I just sent you a picture of when it was unfinished, like raw wood without the tongue.
Without a condom. Got it.
Okay, I'll save this photo as
yeah.
Yogi's raw wood.
Yeah, my raw wood. Oh, you just don't get a hard on.
Well, apparently they're all softwoods. Hold on. Oh, wow, that looks really cool.
Yeah.
So that's not circumcised.
Just like me. Anteater, brother.
Hey, maybe you should sell some loose socks. Just pencil holders. Oh, the things we get to talk about on this goofy ass show.
Yeah.
All right. Let me open up the. Oh no, that's not it. I'm trying to pull up. So the way this software stuff works, I've got the screen on us right now, but I'm trying to open up the photo. There we go. Let me move this over, full screen it, and we'll transfer over. Let's take a look. So we already saw those other photos of the other screens.
This is the raw wood here. Nice.
These are the finished products right here, right?
Oh, I didn't know you could do it like that, Brad. That's neat.
No, not too shabby. And this is really great. And the finish is really good. That's one of the things I really appreciate about this. So I am not a craftsman. I like to think I am, but I am not that good. But I'm looking at this, and even the cutouts that you have on the planks on the side is just really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but the finish, I know that takes a ton of work.
So I have a question. It's kind of technical, but so it looks like to me that you've used some pressure-treated 2x4s on the side there. Am I correct?
Nope.
No.
No, it looks like mahogany.
It's all mahogany.
Okay. Well, that answers my question then. I thought I saw a few of those little like dings of the pressure treatment, but it looked like you had gotten like 90% of them out of there, and I was just curious how much sanding that was. But
no, so it's a full mahogany. So the insides have the inlay in it, which I'm not really sure what kind of wood it was, but it seemed durable enough. So even the pegs on the bottom, they both have inlays as the same.
All right, so not to get cheeky about it, but now that pencil holder that you made earlier, that took 4 days. So how long does something like this take you?
Well, I took my precious time on that because I didn't have to rush through it. So and quite frankly, I actually lost 2 nights of sleep over this design.
Really?
Now, because I was trying to come up with a design and I could not really do it. And this was like one of those things where it's like, all right, I'm going to go with this design. And it actually has a lap joints. So every plank that is joined to the side has a lap joint.
You can see that. Wow. What is that? So I'm looking at the inside, right? The inside of the plank. And there's that lighter color strip.
So that's my inlay.
And what is the inlay? I mean, what did you put in there?
So there was a softer, lighter wood. Could have been birch. As I said, I do not know what exactly it was. I had scrap wood, and I thought it would be a great idea to do it as an inlay.
Well, it looks great.
Nice.
And it's interesting that you did the inlay like on the inside edge also.
Mm-hmm.
No, these are
well,
terrific.
It's like a hidden feature, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, never mind. But that is really incredible. I really like it. I'm sure that would be a popular thing. Have you already sold these off?
No, actually, I use it for my own self.
Oh, nice.
So, I mean, you should probably get a. I have one. You can borrow it, a test kit for the pool, because you're probably going to want to put those up on Facebook and test the waters. I'm glad you laughed. Brad looked at me like I'm an idiot.
I totally wasn't even paying attention.
Okay, good. That's just the face Brad makes.
To be fair, that was my whatever face.
Yeah, but seriously though, like I mean, the best way to find out how much those are worth is just sell them. You can make new ones.
You know, the unfortunate truth about this is that my big recommendation would be to say, hey, let's get you a booth at the Flame Tree Art Festival, but I don't know that there will be one with all this COVID stuff.
Yeah, Brad's a Flame Tree Art Festival booth hero. I went there one time to wander around and do nothing, and ended up just drinking Brad's beer for a little bit.
That's really most of the fun is I loved creating all the stuff and then bringing it out there for everybody to to mull over. And when people buy the stuff that you make, it's super cool. It's great. It's like kind of an instant validation of whatever it is that you're working on. If you need that kind of stuff, which I totally did. But
the other thing that I'm actually thinking about, and as a side project, is actually milling local like hardwood and making stuff out of them with live edge. Like
that'd be cool. Like what kind of woods are you thinking about there?
So right now we got a bunch of rain tree, which is like kind of semi hardwood, and
I know all about semis.
They call it chub wood.
And actually, what I'm thinking about doing is milling them and making them into like a live edge cutting boards.
Oh,
nice.
And that would be great. That would be super popular. It's great that you're getting into this now, but the amount of wood that would have been available after Super Typhoon U2, you would have had your everything you ever needed.
Well, my biggest dilemma is like not having a workshop. This is like I need to have a workshop. But one of these days I will probably.
Yeah.
Who knows?
If you sell a couple one-night stands, I bet you could get a workshop pretty quick.
Well, thanks for the confidence, Trey. It's like
you're a good
one-night stand.
You're a good-looking man. I remember when you used to have abs.
See, that's a cheap shot, dude.
It's not a cheap shot. It's true.
It's there. It's just not. It's not. It's like it's not visible.
Yeah, I mean, we all have abs. Otherwise, we'd just fall over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, you're talking to two guys who maybe at one point in their lives had abs, but definitely don't have abs right now.
Speak for yourself. I'm rippling. I can wash laundry on my midsection.
He just ties strings around his waist at varying heights, and so like the fat just sticks out into ab formation.
One of the best things I ever saw online was that there were these two plump
Mexican
dudes.
guys?
Yes, leaning up against the fence.
Yes. 8-pack.
That thing is great. Here, let's see if I can find it. Fat guy's fence is what I'm Googling right now. See if it's not the first thing I find. Yeah, there it is. Have you not seen this?
I have not seen that. That's awesome.
That is awesome. Oh, man, I'm just waiting for a higher resolution and I could bust this thing out. Yeah.
Wait, so are you guys drinking Busch Light?
We're running the gambit. In front of me, I have Amberbach, Michelob Ultra, and some form of
that's an Asahi Black.
Asahi Black.
Oh no, yeah, that's
it's a dry black. It's a dry black, not the original black one.
I saw Brad drinking Busch Light.
Brad has had a few.
Here's an interesting story. I've got a refrigerator full of beer, and it's next to Trey. So I started off with an Amberbach because I asked for that in particular. Then I just asked him for another beer, and he handed me the only Heineken Light that was in there. I'm like, hey, can I get another one? He got me a Busch Light. Hey, dude, can I get another? Yeah, here's a Busch Light. So while he's over there sitting down drinking Asahi Blacks, he's ferrying a steady supply of Busch Lights my way. Now, granted, it's a great NASCAR beer. It's an awesome
hydrating sports drink.
It's a great after soccer beer.
Jim and I have a theory about people who drink Busch Light is they have COVID because they have lost the sense of taste.
That's accurate. Oh, come on, man. I'm trying to.
Man, there's some other great things up here.
I just went to get that photo, and so many other things just opened up. It's just ridiculous.
We could have a whole show about these photos that are below the
dude with the pineapple head.
I know.
I like this guy. He's got so much neck fat. He's got a
2 sets of bangs too.
Hey,
Man,
you know what? I'm just gonna. It's not even a great resolution, but I'm gonna put it on the laptop screen. Yeah. All right, let's look at this. So here's the Mexican guys we were talking about with the abs, right? Leaning up against the fence. Yep, that's about the kind of 6 to 8 pack that I've got for sure. But then you look out. This neck fat guy right here, with the cigarette sticking out. Oh, dude, I love it. Pineapple head. That's nice. I don't know what's up with that goth kid.
the baby and the kiwi.
Oh,
Did
that's
you
what
notice?
that is.
Yeah.
I didn't know what that was.
So this one at the top that he's got his cursor on now, it's a baby's head with a kiwi sticker on it, and then a kiwi. Oh my gosh, you didn't log into Pinterest, Brad. Can't believe you.
I hate Pinterest.
Pinterest is the worst. How did it ever become popular with
Who
like
gets
middle-aged
who uses
women?
That's exactly who uses Pinterest.
And I'm gonna call someone out. Will Schrader.
Really?
Yep.
Will Gator.
He used the Pinterest. Oh my gosh. There's such
That
good
looks
stuff.
like Brian Flaherty. Right here, that is Brian Flaherty face.
It is a Brian Flaherty.
It looks like a fucking hot dog on a grill.
Yes. Oh, dude, look at number 8 over there on the right-hand side.
Oh, man.
Right here. Yeah, go number 8. All right. Brian Flaherty. That is a friggin' Brian Flaherty face. All right, let's see. I'll scroll down. No. All right, I'm done with Pinterest. Sorry. You guys can look at Fat Guy Fence. And now you can look at fat guys in person. Well, one, anyhow. Yeah, dude, good times. Good times for sure. That is just absolutely ridiculous. Oh, is that another one? Yeah. So, hey, I got a question for you. What do you think? I love the idea that we're using YouTube. It's pretty easy for us to broadcast on here, but definitely we don't have the same amount of reach that we have if we use it on Facebook. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Are you talking about to me?
Yes.
Brent?
Yeah, if we're streaming live, what do you think?
So the thing that even so, it depends when you click on the link, right?
Uh-huh.
So like if you had clicked on the link earlier and you go back to it, you do not get to the actual timeline.
Ah.
And that's the thing about YouTube is you have to keep refreshing the link.
Really? I understand. I understand what you're saying. If it slows down, that's what you have to do. Because I just
with the Facebook, at least you know your current,
uh-huh.
and you know who's there and who's not.
Yeah.
The downside with YouTube is you have no idea. You guys have no idea who's there, but I don't, or anyone who's joining through YouTube, unless they're posting comments.
Yeah.
Well, maybe that's something we're going to end up messing around with. I mean, we're still feeling our way through this.
But at the same time, it seems like YouTube has less lag than Facebook used to.
Well, when we were doing it last time, we were actually streaming on both.
Yeah.
So that probably didn't help at all.
No. And I think like YouTube seems to be like the place that you want to keep that content. Like if we have a stellar show and we have a bunch of great people on and stuff, like, and we want people to watch it in the future, it seems like, yeah, we definitely want it to be on YouTube. That's the easier spot for people to rewatch it later. But like for what we're doing right now, maybe Facebook is good for us because we just want to interact with people as we go. Who knows? But like, I like both of them, but it seemed like last time we couldn't do both at the same time.
Definitely not.
Well, yeah. So, like when you're on Facebook, you at least see in real time who's there, who's reacting with everything. With YouTube, like I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people listening right now, but you don't know who's reacting because there's not a whole bunch going on the comment section.
Yeah.
Yep. So maybe
And-
that's something
and
we're
when
going to
you-
mess around with.
And then when you're on Facebook, you actually can see who's coming in, logging in, and you know who's there and who's not.
So I could tell you that I think that the YouTube platform is excellent. I really like it. But
No,
From
I
what-
mean, as far as speed and just a little bit of lag,
Mhm.
absolutely. Totally agree with you.
So I think what we need to do, though, to be smart about it, is that we end up doing more of it on Facebook now,
Yeah.
and then we can get people to migrate over to YouTube afterwards.
Yeah. I think to get the word out, it seems like just our random friends and people who we know will see stuff that we're tagged in and show up. But on YouTube, it's like one extra step for them to click on something else.
Well, the other thing is that when we did Facebook Live last time, it only gave us a limited amount of time. As
Oh,
opposed
yeah.
to-
It was like 45 minutes or
Yep.
something, wasn't it?
And
Yeah.
this one, we're already at 2 hours, 21 minutes, and 22 minutes now.
Oh, so you're saying like each time we started on Facebook and say at 45 minutes, we're heading to YouTube. Follow us over there.
Well, that's a different idea. I wasn't thinking that.
Oh,
I was
okay.
thinking that we actually just try to develop a following on
Alright.
Facebook where people can interact and the more people are there. But, we're still working everything out. I mean, we're still working out things like lighting and everything. Like today's show, like,
Brought to you by Change in Lighting.
yes. And okay, so
I mean,
go
as,
ahead.
as far as I'm concerned, I mean, it's like I'm your number one guest, so I'm okay with that.
So humble. So humble.
You and Robby Green, I mean Robby Glass, can fight over that.
Yeah, so Robby was in studio last week, and he was in studio this week. He's our only in-studio guest so far, and we got him twice. But you are a repeat caller, but Robby was also on the phone first.
But here's the thing: it's like if you want me to be in the studio, then you have to let me know in advance.
Oh, you mean we can't just call you and say come over?
Yeah, so, like, tonight we got
We
pizza
can't-
from Godfather's,
So
and we got
I
a
need-
refrigerator full of
this is-
beer.
So this is out of your house, Brad.
Yes.
So it would take me 5 minutes to get down there.
Yeah, it's close.
Actually, maybe 4.5.
Yeah, the way you drive, maybe 2.
Yeah, I was gonna guess like less than 1.
I just need a little bit of a heads up. That's all.
He's definitely a fast guy. Hey, if you're just tuning in, or if you've been on here for a long time, we're on the phone with Yogi Singh. He's one of our good friends here in Saipan, talking all kinds of stuff. Oh, man, some of the woodworking stuff was incredible. And he's been doing that as a kind of a sideline as his job as an FBI agent, as a Fijian-born Indian. What I'm looking forward to is when this coronavirus stuff is done, and we're able to play soccer again, and we'll be able to
Dude,
bust
like,
out
it's-
all the
it's-
soccer stuff.
Yeah, we can have.
It's going to be another year, man.
Well, I'm thinking about the that 2-hour curfew that we have from 2 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the
It's
morning.
really stifling that COVID.
It definitely doesn't seem like it has a real function. I would love to know. I haven't asked.
Oh no! So that 2 hour is like for you to go to sleep and wake up and drive home.
But we don't need that. We don't need to be told that as citizens, right? I mean, like the.
Seriously, dude, can you put up a better picture than that?
What? Oh, I've already changed it. You're watching a delay. And here, just because the people might not know what you're talking about.
This is the picture he wanted us to change.
This is the picture that
Oh,
Yogi
my
wants us to see. It's great stuff, man. It's a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, I got to find 2 different things here. Let's see if I can find them. The tough thing is that doing this stuff, trying to manipulate all this stuff and get all that stuff on air and trying to talk at the same time it's
a lot of work.
It's
And
not,
Brad's good at it.
Because
if he wasn't good at it, then we probably wouldn't have even been talking. Like, we just wouldn't have had a podcast. Or whatever you call this thing that we're doing, a streaming podcast.
Streamcast?
Streamcast.
Sega Dreamcast?
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. First,
I'm
I
just
need
trying to
this.
put nuts in my mouth. That's all I know.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see if
Oh,
I have it
so-
here. Oh wait, hold on.
I think we have a sponsored
Joe,
segment.
we
coming
got a
up.
sponsored segment coming on. You gotta hold on just for this. We don't get it too often, but this is an
Yeah,
opportunity.
we got a
for us.
little cash coming in here.
Yep. This break is brought to you by Imperial Pacific International. If there's a deadline, we'll break it. If there's a payment, we won't make it. All right.
Wow.
It's true.
How much money did you get from that?
Oh, well, that's a whole nother commercial. Hold on, I
That's-
can play that commercial for you too. Imperial Pacific International. We love Arguably Decent so much we spent our last $50 on this ad. So that's how much.
I don't know if both of you guys have been to any of my Lovo events.
I have.
Okay. So this so October, which is basically is carrying all the way to December, which is the last what do you call the last month or print for Taga magazine.
Oh yeah.
There will be a article about the logo.
Wow.
I think I know who's going to write it.
I have an idea.
No problem. You can take a guess. But it's going to be out. And get yourself a free coffee. And there's a history and story behind it. So you can see what it is all about and what it means. And as far as, some of you haven't known me for that long, but I've been doing this since 2005 when I was in Saipan.
Nice. Yeah, it's a great event. A lot of people gather around, get some great food, hear some great stories.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be a feature in Taga magazine. So make sure you get your copy, and I will autograph it if you want.
Oh, how much do you charge for an autograph?
Well, it all depends.
1 beer, 2 beers?
Yeah. If you're a great friend, I'll do it for nothing.
Okay.
So you'll know if you're a great friend or not by the amount of beer I charge.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding, man. Just kidding. But it'll be something different, something to look. I'm actually looking forward to it.
Awesome.
And I've done it as a social event.
Yep.
And I have done it as a fundraiser.
Mm-hmm.
When Fiji got hit by Category 4.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Typhoon. So it was a good way to showcase a different culture at the same time raising money for people in need. So
I remember that. That was was at Sakau?
Oh yeah.
It was at Asmatwee's place, my old house.
Mm-hmm.
And but at the same time, the biggest thing that I actually take out of it is it's a way to showcase my heritage, my birthplace, and even though I am not actual Fijian, but that's how I grew up. And I have done Lovo not only in Saipan and Fiji and Hawaii. I have done it in Iowa and Texas.
How did the Texans react to the Lobo?
Well,
You're having a Tony Romo?
We don't participate in Mexican culture here.
well, it was done. So, Brad, you probably know Park and Christie.
Yes.
All right, so Park, his birthday is on the 25th of June, and mine is on the 26th of June. So, in 3 years, when we were in Texas, we managed to do 2 Lobos celebrating our birthday.
Whoa. That's huge.
And then I did one at one of my friend's house. Totally different place. And they thought it was the most amazing thing that they ever heard seen.
Nice.
And that was before he took his pants off.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
That's how we end all good Lobos, is we take Yogi's pants off? Is that what?
It's not a good Lobo unless you take off your clothes.
Trey, you did not stay long enough.
Yeah, I think we already had a kid at that point, maybe. Maybe we had to go home. Maybe we had to make one. Who knows? I don't know. I only thought I had 2 times, so I had to use them.
Do you guys remember the slip and slide?
I do.
Oh, I remember that. That was amazing. That was the amazing party.
We actually had a slip and slide for the hash, too.
I did not go to that one. I would love to see Hydro in that one.
Oh. So Buster Brown was here. And so we knew they were going to be coming around for the. It was actually the beer factor.
Oh,
Beer
yeah.
factor.
I think that was actually the time that I came for the slip and slide.
Right. So I set up that slip and slide just for that, and I wish we could have done it earlier than the last event, because it would have been so much fun to do it as the first event.
Before everybody's trashed?
Yeah, get everyone wet first. Step 1.
It takes a certain skill, right?
Oh, we have another break. Another news break. This break's brought to you by Imperial Pacific International. It's been 6 years later, and we still believe in transparency. That's why you can still see through our building. Imperial Pacific.
Yep. Well, they're covering it quite a bit.
Yeah. They have been covering it quite a bit, but where you think there should be glass, it looks like they've been putting up plywood.
Yeah, that plywood is actually a lot stronger against typhoons than regular old glass. It's a building hack that they've uncovered. Probably first out of Taiwan. Taiwan gets hit by a lot of typhoons.
Yeah,
that's part of China here.
In my opinion,
ouch.
In my opinion, what I think is if they do not finish the entire building, as long as they clear it. So we have the casino side that is still, all finished, and then we can have like a paintball challenge on all the other floors. So it's like it's going to be a level challenge. You pass one challenge, then you go to the next floor, and then you go to the next floor, and you go to the next floor. So from the outside, it's done. It's finished.
Yeah. And
What do you
like,
think about that?
I mean, could you have like laser tag floor and paintball floor and like different floors for different chores?
Yeah, absolutely. Just like we get the
Oh, whoa! We've got another idea. Holy cow. It looks like we have a different guest. Somebody else has a take on that. Hold on, let me hand the phone over.
Oh. Who is this?
Yogi, I want to say that's a fantastic idea. I want to make sure that we can make Garapan great again. We're going to start by working on that building just like you thought. Thank you so much. You and your uncut penis. You're going to be
You
the
clown!
people.
You're not telling the truth. You're wrong.
Is that Robby Glass?
Wait, is that? No, that's not Robby Glass. That was the president of the United States.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't know that.
You didn't hear that other guy in the background?
Oh, it looks like he's getting up and going.
He left.
Oh, that's too bad.
He sounded too intelligent.
Nah, well, maybe he was, but it sounds like he's actually taking off. I don't know what's taking so long for the band. Why the band took so long to get it started, but whatever. Oh, there it is.
Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time. Yogi, you keep up your plans. You too, Mr. Trey. Over and done.
Are you waving your hand while doing that?
Yeah, the princess wave. And there goes the president and the third lady making their way off of the stage. And there's the vice president. That's his wife. And their pool boy. Thank you so much for participating. Yeah, I think...
Oh, pool boy.
That's awesome. Oh, yeah, day. Well, we've been at this for a little bit tonight already, so I think we're going to call it a night. I'm still probably about good for maybe one more beer, but we made one smart decision this time that we didn't make last time. The decision we made last time was the Chew High. No, that was 2 times ago.
That was 2 times ago, yeah.
No, because we didn't do it when Robby Glass was here,
Yeah,
but
no-
holy crap.
No
man.
chew highs.
Chew High is such a bad mistake. Have you tried that stuff yet? Yogi?
Did I?
Yeah.
No, because I'm not an idiot.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a great thing for a celebration. They're in the big cans, and they're big in flavor and big in alcohol, too. So,
Yeah.
hit you fast. Hit you hard.
Yeah. I know. That's why I stay away from them.
Yeah. Only when you're in Japan should you maybe do them, or when you're having like a celebration, you have nothing else to do the next day, no work.
Yep.
Which I might not have work tomorrow. I still don't know. I mean,
Yeah, as far as I know, they're still at the Capitol Hill right now.
yeah. Wow. I
Mm.
mean, it would make sense. Like if they haven't done it yet, they should still be there. I was confused earlier when they said they had a meeting, I think yesterday at 1:00, and I was like,
No one showed up. Oh boy.
You're gonna have to watch this.
Yeah, you gotta put that on the thing. Wow.
Oh, so since you have a last beer to drink, so as hashers, have you guys been shot at while cutting trails?
I don't
So,
know.
I have heard a gunshot while it was on trail, but I didn't feel like I was the target. Felt like maybe it was just a warning shot. And then I was with the night it happened, I was like with Ciega on the beer run, or I mean the vehicle run, and she thought she knew who it was. So we just drove to some random guy's house, like on the vehicle run, before we finished the vehicle run to get our vehicles. And she just got out and went and talked to him and was like, "Hey, are you shooting at people?" And he was like, "No." She's like, "Don't, because we're running near your house. We're on your property. Don't shoot at us."
Wow.
It was awesome.
Diego.
Yeah. So we got shot at on Monday.
Oh. That's not good. Like, what kind of shot at? Like,
Yeah. Are the trails?
Couldn't say if it was like in our direction or if it was a warning shot, but it was a trace firing coming towards us.
What part of the
So-
island was that in?
I would not tell you.
Yeah, but I'm gonna see you want to die now.
No, don't worry. We got it taken care of.
Don't worry, also, because I'm not gonna go on the hatch this weekend.
So
Nice.
if you really want to find out which part of the island it is, come down on Saturday.
Oh, this is my
It's
jam.
about
right
to
here.
go down.
It's about to go down. For sure, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Stay on your
We'll-
motherfucking toes.
We'll find
We're
out
running this.
tomorrow
Let's
if you're
go.
on the trail or not.
Yeah. I really, at one point in my life, could do this whole song, but
Let's see if we could see how much we could do.
I'm on a boat.
Take a look at me.
Straight floating on a boat in the deep blue sea. I'm busting 5 knots, wind whipping on my coat. You can't touch me, motherfucker, cause I'm on a boat. I'm gonna take a picture trick. I'm on a boat, bitch. Champagne
So
and
quick.
trick.
I got my
name trunks and my flippy floppies.
You're at Kinko Straight flipping copies.
Riding on a dolphin, doing flips and shit. Riding on some.
It's as real as it gets.
In the Sea World, this is real as it gets. I'm on a boat, motherfucker. Can you ever forget? I'm on a boat, yeah. It's going fast, and I got a nautical theme. Patch me to Afghan. I'm the king of the world. I'm on a boat like Leo. If you're on the show, then you're sure not me, yo. Get the up! This boat is real. Yeah, I'm on a boat, motherfucker. Motherfucker. The boat engine make noise, motherfucker. Hey, Mom, you can see me now. Balloons up on the starboard bow. Gonna float this boat to the moon somehow. Like Kevin Garnett, anything is possible. Yeah. Never thought I'd be on a boat. It's a straight blue watery roll. Poseidon, look at me. Oh, never thought I'd see the day with a big boat coming my way. Believe me when I say I fucked a mermaid. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. I'm standing on a boat. I'm on a boat. I'm on a boat. Take a good hard look at the motherfucking boat. Yeah.
You guys done?
Yeah, we are done.
I think
Man.
that's it. You can't top that.
No, you can't. When I was in grad school,
Yeah.
I literally would crank this up as I put the workboat in the water with my like 60-year-old advisor like in the car, and I would just jam out, and like he was so confused and he hated me for it.
Well, I was trying to make sure you guys were done.
Yeah, we're done. Hey, thanks for calling in tonight, man. We had a great time having
Yeah.
you on here.
Thanks for not hanging up there at the end.
Dude, I always have fun.
Well, we're gonna have fun watching the recap of this last part of the video. I don't think many people are gonna be. I don't think many people stuck around for it, but maybe they did.
Yeah, we lost 33% of our viewership.
Yes, this is true.
When you guys started singing?
Oh yeah,
Pretty much.
true story.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I was not the one.
All right, well, it's good. Now we know who our other viewer was.
You're good at math.
All right, man. Well, hey, take care. Thanks for being on the show. We'll see you next time. When we
Yep.
come back at Arguably Decent.
Well, give me a heads up if you want me to be there. So
Yeah, let's do it.
We got to do it.
I
We gotta
think
get you in.
next Wednesday at 7:30. That's when it's going to be.
Yeah.
If you can make it over to the Arguably Decent Studios by 7:00, that would be great. That'll give you enough time to grab a piece
Give me
of.
a heads up a day before so I know where I am.
All right. Well,
All right.
hopefully we'll know where you are.
Know how many pencil boxes you got in your queue that day.
That's right. How many one-night stands? Hey,
Yeah, one night stand.
we'll have some pizza from Godfather's. Maybe if your roommate wants to come down too, it'd be fun. We'll have a blast.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Awesome. Hey, thanks for calling in tonight, and thanks to everybody who stuck around, and for everybody who's watching the show later. And if you made it all the way to the end, you're a trooper, man.
Yeah.
You're the best. Hey,
We love you.
Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube page, and find us on Facebook at Arguably Decent. And we're also on Instagram, but we haven't really done jack for Instagram.
I gave up Instagram for extended Lent.
So we're going to have to try and do something about that. But at least we're here. So we'll see you next week. We'll be back on the air at 7:30, and we'll see you then. Thanks so much for sticking around. See you next time.
This is one of the best things, like where you can just like speak mindlessly, without.
I always use my mind.
That's the best.
And you can still speak your mind.
Well, speaking our mind is the way to go. And speaking of going, Yog, that's it. Thanks, brother. We'll talk to you soon.
Anytime, man.
All right.
Till next time.
Drive safely.
I will.
Take care, man.
Then, talk to you guys later.
You too.
Awesome.